podcasts.
Fence outlet customer Amy said,
"We had a fire on our property and needed to replace our fence quickly. We have grandchildren and pets, and we were concerned for their safety. A friend recommended Fence Outlet. We scheduled a free quote, and they had her privacy and safety restored quickly."
Visit fenceoutlet.com today. License number C10252 and C10803.
Mills Air has been in business for over 30 years. On behalf of iHeart's Access Day, they'll be offering our listeners a special offer of up to $3,500 off new AC units. A Carrier factory authorized dealer. Turn to the experts. For more information, go to millsair.com.
I like to cook on the Big Green Egg. Why? It's impressive and everything turns out great on the Big Green Egg. If you don't have one, you got to go to Wassey's Meat Market and get a Big Green Egg. They have the lowest prices in the country. They also have all the accessories. They even have a classroom set up to teach you all the basic techniques on the Big Green Egg and advanced techniques. When you get the Big Green Egg from Wassey's Meat Market, there's a lifetime guarantee. So it's Wassey's Meat Market. Check them out on Instagram or just go to their website, Wassey'sMeatMarket.com in Melbourne on Wickham Road. It's Wassey'sMeatMarket.com.
Get Memorial Day deals today. It's Memorial May at Sutherland Nissan Orlando.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. You are now listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go on a Wednesday edition of The Jim Colbert Show. Thanks so much for tuning in. We do appreciate it. We do have a lot of stuff happening on the program today. We will get you caught up on what's happening out in the world. 3:20 Woke News with our friend Deborah Roberts.
Hey.
4 o'clock, Animal House, Pet Alliance of Greater Orlando in today. Kathy Burns, Sally Edmonds. They're going to be talking about summer pet safety, which is very important. 5 o'clock hour, Scott Maxwell. School starting times is on the block for him. And, of course, in the 6 o'clock hour, it's Ross Thought's Last Call. Your calls, texts, and talkbacks all day long. Welcome to the program. I am Jim. To my left, my lovely and very dangerous co-host, Ms. Deb Roberts.
Hello
Straight
there.
ahead, producer Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
Comedy alien Ross Padgett.
I'm telling you, Jim, the J-hole thing is going to stick.
407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Find us easily on social media, Instagram, Facebook, at The Jim Colbert Show. On Twitter, it's just at Jim Colbert Show. And, of course, all day, every day at JimColbertLive.com. That's where you can watch the show live on YouTube. There you go. All right, 407-916-1041. How's everybody doing on this Wednesday?
It's doing good. I think the radio station just belched.
No, that's fine.
Tooted or something.
It's fine.
Nothing to
Everything's fine.
see here.
Good Wednesday, everybody?
So far, so good. Yeah.
So far, so good. Yeah.
It's hot out, though.
Did you run today, Ross? I mean, it's a
No.
little steamy out there. Have you changed your running schedule because of the weather heating up?
No, I ran yesterday. It was somewhat of a disappointing run.
Yeah, why is that? You let yourself down again?
No, I mean, last Friday I ran 5 miles, which was the
Whoa.
longest I've ever gone.
You know, I heard.
That was a big dub for
Yeah,
your
yeah.
boy. But then yesterday, I think it was like just underneath 3
Yeah.
running. But I don't know. I walked like
Yeah.
4.5.
Are you losing weight?
Yeah,
Yeah. Or do you want to do that?
I guess.
I'm asking because you don't need to lose weight. I mean, do you weigh less now than you did when you got married?
Yes.
Wow.
And why? The answer to the question of why is because I started to gain a little bit of weight and I panicked and I went, well, let me just get on top of this now and build this into my schedule when it is, surmountable.
Yeah. I get that.
So,
Good,
built
good.
it into the
All right.
habit.
I'm maintaining at 212. You guys know I'm trying to lose a little weight. Went down from 224 or 5 when I first started. First stop was 220. Maintained that. Second stop was 215. Maintained that for like 2 weeks. So I've been at 212 for about 2 weeks, and it's time to go down to 210.
From what I hear, these plateaus are common.
Okay, so here's the thing. I realized that and built my plan around that because you do have plateaus. Instead of going like pounds or 2 pounds, I'm like, okay, let's get to 215 and stay there for 2 weeks. In other words, learn how to eat and consume that maintains 215, right? And that's how I learned, right? So now I've learned about how many calories I can take in with my exercise rate, and that maintains a 215-pound weight. So now my next stage is I can't go from 215 to 210 because it's like that when you're trying to get a car to go faster thing. Like once you get to a certain speed, it requires too much energy to get it to go even 1 mile per hour more.
Yeah.
Because of the resistance. It's the same theory. It's harder to go. Once you get below a certain point, it's hard to lose chunks of weight like that. So you got to go like a pound at a time. And that's where I am now. I feel good.
See,
It feels good not to have your belly touch your legs when you sit down.
You seem to have taken a more analytical approach to it. I just kept riding my bike and I eat what I like.
Yeah.
And where those two things meet is kind of where my current weight is.
The thing is, for me, I'm not doing it for prom. I'm doing it to stay out of the casket. So that's the whole. I mean, I'm not trying to get skinny for a suit.
Right.
You know, this is a change of life that I'm going to, for the rest of my life, be this weight.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm doing it over a long period of time so I know I can maintain it.
Seems to be a healthier approach.
It is a much healthier approach.
My whole approach, someone not that long ago told me, was like, dude, if you want to lose weight, all you have to do is just burn more calories than you take in.
And that's harder. That's harder than people think it is. Here's another thing that happens.
I'm not saying that it's easy. I'm just saying that when you put it in one complete sentence,
100%. It's a simple math problem when you break it down, but those calories, the kind of calories make a big difference. It really does. And how you burn them also make a big difference. And you know, you're right. Theoretically, it is just a simple math problem. If you burn more than you take in, you're going to lose weight. It's just how achievable that is over a long period of time. That's what I have, because most people can commit to doing a little exercise, but to stay on a 3-day-a-week, 1 hour thing to crush that weight, that's one thing. But to wake up on a Wednesday after you don't feel like it, it's easy to talk yourself out of it if it's not a lifestyle. That's what I'm trying to institute. A lifestyle.
Anything is good.
Yeah, you're right. Any exercise. Exercise is number one thing. If you,
I want to beat myself up for running poorly, but I'm also going to pat myself on the back because I still did it.
That's right. We were counting steps at SeaWorld, dude. All of them count. My wife has that Apple Watch thing where she can tell you how, like, it closes the circles when you do certain exercises.
You have an Apple phone. You have an iPhone.
Yeah, but I don't. She wears hers on her wrist.
I don't.
That's why they call it a watch, Ross. I'm trying not to embarrass you.
You schooled him, man.
Ouch.
So anyway, this watch, air quotes.
Just to clarify, you know, it also keeps count.
Yes, of course I do, dummy.
Okay.
Almighty. So yeah, it closes that. So she's all about closing circles. That's like an inside joke. We're closing circles.
Closing loops.
That's right. All right, 407-916-1041. So today, and I think they're out a lot of places, but I saw this morning, and I don't know about you guys, but much like when they make movies about World War II, what was the last one that we saw, Ross? It was so good. The World War II movie.
God, what is the last World War II?
We saw this together.
Wasn't it the Battle of Dunkirk or something?
Yeah, it was Dunkirk.
It was Dunkirk.
Oh, that was a good one.
And you know, Dunkirk got great applause for recreating what looked like what that war looked like,
all the way down to the sea foam.
Yeah, everything. Right? It was praised for that. Have you seen the new Titanic photographs or images?
No,
bro. Let me tell you something. You want to feel weird in your seat right now if you're listening to the show. You want to feel weird? Go to JimColbertLive.com. Jack, I believe, put up a couple of links we have there. We have some video and some other stuff. What you're seeing is about 200 hours of high-density 3D laser scanning of the depth and the wreck of the Titanic. It is the first comprehensive full shot that we have outside of the stuff that Cameron did. But even then, you have visibility issues. It's not, the clarity isn't there because of, you can't control the environment with the seawater and currents and things like that. You can only get so many shots. And even the ones that we have are amazing, right? I don't know about you, Jack. When I saw that this morning, this is so clear. The rendering is so crystal clear that the scanner actually picked up the serial numbers on the prop of the Titanic. That's how detailed this scan is. It made me feel odd because it is, I don't know about you, Jack. When I saw it, I sat there and I felt weird. It's like when you're on a mountain and you look out and you feel that emptiness because of the vast expanse that's in front of you.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I felt when I saw those images today.
Because, you know, I don't, was it 1,200 people or so that perished on that? You know, they were, you know, that's it.
Yeah.
That's their resting place right there. And it is so clear. So what I was able to find was BBC, these came out, I think, this morning. BBC did a story about it. So they have video, they show it to you. Then they take the image and they superimpose it in a soccer stadium over there so you can get an idea of the size of the Titanic, which is pretty good. It's very cool, but it's the clarity, like he was saying, is just
unreal.
amazing on what you're able to see.
It's crazy. I mean, like I said, the scan was so definite or so defined that you can see the serial number carved into the, I guess that's bronze prop they have on the ship, and it really does show you how the impact of the ship separated and pushed the mud. And this thing's 2.5 miles down.
Yeah.
It's like 12,500 feet down, man. It's down there.
Over 110 years ago.
Yeah. And, there was a big mystery. Did it break in half? Did it break in half on impact? Because a lot of people didn't believe the survivors when they said the ship broke in half and then sank, because nobody could conceive the idea that something that massive and grand could just snap in half. It seemed inconceivable.
It was unsinkable.
Yeah, it was unsinkable.
Exactly. On its maiden voyage.
So they thought it was like these grandiose stories they were telling just to kind of make it even seem more dynamic, but really they didn't need to do that because it was already there.
And one of the most tragic things I remember hearing from the survivors of Titanic was how for years afterward, like a lot of survivors who lived in New York, when there would be a ball game, would have to cover their ears because the sound of the crowd in the stadium would remind them of the cries of the people who were in the water.
Oh, man.
Yelling for the lifeboats to come back and get them.
The water's like 20 degrees or something.
Yeah, I mean, it was, again, 1,200 people, landed in the water. There were only 6 lifeboats.
Yeah.
That, so when you think about that, so for a lot of the survivors, it was crowd scenes after the sinking that they couldn't handle because it took them right back to the sinking of Titanic.
I don't think it was 20 degrees. But what was the temperature of the water there in that North Atlantic at that time of the year? It's got to be in the 40s, right? 30s or 40s. It's got to be
easy.
I mean, the salt level keeps it from freezing like that, so it gets super cold. It's able to get really cold, right?
It's cold enough that you're gonna pass even if the last 70% of your body is in the water and you're holding on to somebody like on a door.
That's the weird thing is it's got to be really cold because here's the thing: what people don't realize, you go into like Santa Monica Pier, you go to the beach in LA, and you try to get that water's like 58 degrees years round. It's cold.
That's what I used to feel when I lived in California. It was like Baywatch lied to us. They made it look like it was a hot beach and hot water. It's cold.
It is not.
On the night of the Titanic sinking, extremely cold night with sea surface temperatures reportedly at 28 degrees.
Oh, I said 20, so it wasn't that far off. Not that bad. That'll freeze you solid in a hurry.
You were wrong.
Thanks, Chuck. I appreciate that.
Yeah, what do you want, a participation trophy?
Yeah, JimColbertLive.com if you want to check those out. They are amazing images. I don't know if you get that same feeling. I thought it was crazy.
I'm watching it. I'm watching it right now as you're talking about it, just in the background, and it is some futuristic stuff.
It's crazy, right, buddy?
That's weird.
Yeah.
It doesn't even look like a scan. It looks just like a drone is flying over.
That's exactly. And I think the reason it was so creepy to me is that exact thing. Like usually when you see something like this, you have to say, well, it's an artist rendering of what they think the Titanic would look like at the bottom based on what we've seen through photographs. That is not the case. This is exactly how it looks on the bottom of the ocean right now. As we're sitting here talking, exactly like that. Like it's frozen in time. And you can see some areas where they mark like this was a grand staircase at one point, and now it's just like a gaping hole that's collapsed in on itself. And didn't they say in about 50 years there'll be no there'll be no sign of it anywhere? It would have been consumed by the sea?
Really?
Yeah, I think
the
that's the case.
microorganisms that are eating the iron, they're saying in another 50 years you won't even know it existed.
Yet it's as much as it is 110 years after the sinking is still there. They're saying 50 more and then
it's just a shell.
Wow.
It's just so weird.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it doesn't deserve. There's just been a lot of other tragedies since then, but I can't pinpoint the reason why. But Titanic, I'm sure you guys hear this all the time. Titanic is a lot like Wu-Tang. Forever. They're both forever.
Right.
Yeah.
God, if I didn't hear that 30 times yesterday, I would tell him he's such a fool.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's a hacky thing to say. I know everybody says it, but
that's the thing. It happens like with firsts like this. I mean, the same thing with the Hindenburg. It wasn't like there weren't other dirigibles at the time, but that one blew up in a fantastic nature or fashion right over.
But Ross is right. There is an enduring, captivating story about Titanic that supersedes all of those others. Like you could ask someone Ross's age, they've heard of Titanic, but I bet they haven't heard of the Hindenburg.
Oh yeah, probably.
Ode to the humanity, or something like that.
Yeah, it's not too far off.
Oh, the humanity.
Yeah.
I think it was an ode. I think it was more.
No.
Of
I
an
I don't think it was.
ode
I don't think they were sending out
they're-
ode to humanity.
Yeah, when
as
people are burning.
Yeah.
as people were fall burning.
Yeah,
if-
exactly.
If the burns don't kill you, the impact certainly will.
You might want to check the tapes. I think the guy slipped in, like a couple other letters.
And we'll
there.
check those during the break, buddy.
Yeah,
407-916-1041 Deb News.
Oh man, yeah.
Oh, the humanity!
Follow
The
that.
nation's largest publisher sues a school district over a book ban. A dead animal on the runway caused more than half a dozen delays at Orlando International Airport. And Elon,
Were the planes just stopping and looking at it?
it shut down. I mean, they had
As
like
if it was I-4?
one runway opening, and it was an armadillo too. And then finally, Elon Musk claims OpenAI would not exist without him.
Okay.
We'll give props and more coming up next during Woke News.
You got it. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in a sec with Deb's News.
All the humanity and all the fans just feeding around here.
Sorry, Ross.
Yeah, buddy. I mean, it's not like we don't have it. This is what they call a radio station.
Right, exactly. One of the most famous broadcasts ever in history. There's
I can't even talk to people. There's fans around there. This
is what it sounds like.
I can't talk, ladies and gentlemen. Honestly, just laying down massive smoking wreckage.
Oh, Ross.
That's what it sounds like when we play golf.
Yeah.
Ross is paying me at the end of the day, yelling this.
Man,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
a bummer. That's such a shame that you
Humanity
guys
and all the fans.
quoted it wrong.
That word doesn't seem to really mask it, though. I got to tell you, a bummer doesn't seem to sum it up.
Yeah, it's such a bummer. Am I right?
What a
flame-
gnarly night.
A flaming, exploding star. Yeah. Oh,
what a gnarly night.
You know what, dude? That's a drag. What a drag. All right, back in a sec with Deb's News and more of the show.
Bummer.
Someday, Alexa will know everything. Alexa, how do I get rid of a deadbeat roommate?
Try poisoning them.
But until then, tell her to play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
Playing Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center, lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Looking at some slow traffic on I-4 eastbound this afternoon as you travel between OBT and South Street. Westbound delays reported between the Beach Line and 535 and between World Drive and Osceola Polk Line Road. Looking at a crash reported on OBT blocking the roadway at Oak Ridge Road. Another crash on OBT also has roadblock reported at Consulate Drive. If you see other traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Make quick and easy family meals with the tastiest flavors of Florida. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop and find delicious, refreshing recipes for what's in season at followfreshfromflorida.com.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
Man, let's get you a new bathroom courtesy of Rebath of Mid-Florida. These guys are awesome at it. This is all they do, actually. It's not rebath and paving or rebath and gutters. It's just bathrooms. Dave Denbauer and his son, wonderful human beings. They've been in this business for about 10 years, and they've been doing a really good job at it. Never, ever received one complaint about referring these guys to a customer, not one ever. And that's why, because they're awesome. They have great products. They have an incredible installation team, and they really want you to have a bathroom that you're proud of. And that's what they do every day. And they do all of it. That's the cool thing about Rebath. Once you hire these guys, you're done. Tubs, toilets, lighting, tiles, cabinetry, they have all of it right there. You can actually see it right now if you'd like. Drive to the showroom, 436 up in Altamont across from Kobe. You'll walk in and see some models set up. You're like, well, I guess I'll just pick one of these. That's not how it works at all. Those are just to show you what the products look like. Every bathroom at Rebath is a custom bathroom. You sit with their design team, take your ideas, their products, their ideas. Next thing you know, you have a beautiful bathroom right in front of you, ready to be installed. 4 to 6 days, their employees, lifetime guarantee on the products and the install. You just can't lose. Hop on board today and book your appointment. Your new bathroom's right there in Altamont at rebathmidfla.com.
Car crash? Call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Welcome to Pollo Tropical. Would you like to try our new coconut shrimp?
Coconut shrimp, shrimp and the coconut. Coconut shrimp, coconut shrimp.
Coco y camarón.
Pollo is serving up perfectly golden, sweet, and savory coconut shrimp in a bowl, platter, or on the side with our pineapple rum sauce. We're going coconuts for the all-new coconut shrimp, only at Pollo Tropical.
Coconut shrimp, coco y camarón.
Here's a top move for hiring a divorce attorney. See how they look and handle themselves on video or audio,
Chances are that's them at their best, with editing, setup, and multiple takes. The courtroom is live. Mediation is live. Make sure your divorce lawyer is going to make you look good. At Trenley Kramer Law, we handle family law and divorce. TK Law, one firm for life.com.
At Navy Federal Credit Union, our members are at the very heart of our mission. That's why this Military Appreciation Month, we thought you might want to hear a special thank you message from your friends and family.
I want to give a shout out to my brother Will, who's currently serving as a major in the Army. Happy Military Appreciation Month.
Hi, I'm wishing my pops, retired Colonel Stephen Sheehan of the United States Marine Corps, a happy Military Appreciation Month.
And from all of us here, happy Military Appreciation Month. Commitment connects us. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA.
It's Jeep 4x4 season. Make your next adventure epic and hurry in now for great deals. Now, well-qualified returning FCA lessees get a low-mileage lease on the 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo 4x2 for $369 a month for 24 months with $2,999 due at signing. Tax, title, license extra. No security deposit required. Call 1-888-925-JEEP for details. Requires dealer contribution at least through Ally Financial. Current lease must end by 6/3/24. Extra charge for miles over 20,000. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 5/31/23. Jeep is a registered trademark.
Life is full of ifs. If you see potential in every day, if you push for that promotion, and even bigger ifs like if you say, I do. If you can cash flow like a pro and get paid up to 2 days early, if you can safeguard against surprises and supercharge your savings, the if in life becomes less iffy. Regions Life Banking makes it possible. If you're interested.
Let's talk about the if in life. Regions Bank, embrace the if in life.
Regions Bank, member FDIC.
Add value and security to your property today by contacting Fence Outlet. Now offering customers 0 down and 0% financing for 12 months on any Fence product. Go to fenceoutlet.com today for more details. Terms of financing apply. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
Your spark is all you need. And let's be real, you don't have time for smoke and mirrors anyway. So ditch all the pretentiousness and the lighter it rode in on with Blue. Blue e-cigs are available in a variety of satisfying flavors and nicotine strengths. Even better, it's odorless. When you're living unlit, you're comfortable being your true you. And no one will mistake ashtray for your signature scent. Blue, get unlit. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Underage sale prohibited. Blue is a trademark of Font Molding 4BB. Copyright 2022. Fontum US LLC.
There are more identity threats than you realize. Even if you monitor your credit, only a little personal info needs to leak out. Like your social security number or password.
For you to become a victim.
LifeLock alerts you to threats you could miss. If your identity is stolen, a dedicated US-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS. Go to lifelock.com.
Hi, I'm Pastor Jeff Shreve, and I invite you to follow me as we pursue wisdom and peace through Pray.com's new podcast, Weekly Wisdom. Every week, we will embark on a journey through the Bible to discover encouraging truths and wisdom to last a lifetime. The Bible says wisdom is like a teacher standing at the gate, calling for us to hear her words before it's too late. Will you answer that call? Listen to Weekly Wisdom with Pastor Jeff Shreve on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
If you ever need our help, we're just a call away. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
Radio 104.1.
Now back to the Jim Colbert Show.
I am 10 years older than you, but I've gone from the max 220 down to 150. And I can tell you, Jimmy, it's the best time of my life. So just chill. Radio is a hard place to be for food. Everybody feeds you. You got to eat a big breakfast and then nosh all day, drink a lot of water, really light alcohol, and go for it.
Thanks, Larry. Appreciate that. 407-916-1041. I will go for it.
Lose weight with Larry.
I will go for it, Larry. Now that you've inspired me to go for it, consider it gone.
He's on the human diet skin.
It's
he
human skin
eats
diet.
human.
Welcome back. I am Jim, Jack, and Ross right over there. Let's find out what's happening. Here's the news with Deb.
And now, it's time for Woke News. It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole woke. On the Jim Colbert Show.
All right, Woke News is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. All right, Governor Ron DeSantis has signed several bills related to transgender issues when extends the law dubbed Parental Rights in Education, or Don't Say Gay, by its critics to include students up to 8th grade, while another bans the use of gender surgery and puberty blockers for minors and allows Florida to intervene in cases where minors receive those services in other states. Parents could lose their parental rights, basically. One provision requires people to use public restrooms that correspond to their biological sex as well as their driver's licenses. Opponents call the bills an attack on the transgender community. The laws will formally take effect in July.
Can't wait till that first case of someone taking a child out of someone's home.
Yeah.
I wonder how that's going to play in the national media. I wonder how they're going to play that in the national media. Just understanding that Jacksonville just had a Democrat female voted for mayor.
Oh, don't take the news away
I'm sorry.
from me.
I'm just saying this stuff has a cost. It might not be now, but I'm telling you, friends and Republicans, that this stuff has a cost. And the first time they snatch somebody's child out of their house, watch how that happens. Watch what happens in national media when that happens.
Well, in the meantime,
brace yourself.
The nation's largest publisher is suing a school district in the Florida Panhandle over an alleged book ban. Penguin Random House, you know, that little company, and Penn America have filed a lawsuit against Escambia County Public Schools, claiming the removal of reading materials in its media centers is unconstitutional. The Pensacola News Journal reports school board members are accused of restricting access to books discussing race and LGBTQ plus identities, despite recommendations from a review committee. More than 100 books have been challenged within the district since it began its review process last year, and at least 6 have been banned. All right, speaking to the story you just mentioned, Jimmy, yeah, I was myself fairly shocked. Not just shocked, but it was also the margin of the win. But for those who do not know, Democrat Donna Deegan has been elected as the mayor of Jacksonville. Deegan entered the election day as the underdog against Republican Daniel Davis, who's also head of the city's Chamber of Commerce and was endorsed by Governor Ron DeSantis. Now, in a huge upset, Deegan ended the night with a 4% advantage over Davis, making her the city's first female mayor. In her victory speech, Deegan said her victory came because her campaign brought people together from all walks of life.
Pay close attention, Republicans. Pay very close attention. Did you hear what she just said? Jacksonville, Florida, basically South Alabama, just voted a female Democrat for mayor. Let that soak in and then move forward and make your decisions accordingly.
And by 4%,
Holy balls. I read that this morning and I was like, I thought it was a misprint. It seemed like a joke. When you grow up in North Florida, which I did, you couldn't even conceive a Democrat holding that position, much less a female Democrat.
A female Democrat in a place that smells like Leonard Skinner.
Yeah. Closer to home, operations at Orlando International Airport are continuing to face setbacks. Transportation officials said a dead armadillo found on the runway
that should do it.
Led to more than 3 dozen delays, more like about 43, during one of the airport's busiest travel times earlier this morning. It's believed the animal was previously hit by a plane when it was discovered by pilots with Southwest Airlines. The tarmac was forced to shut down while crews cleared the scene. As of 2 o'clock this afternoon, FlightAware is reporting around 90 delays at the airport.
What?
So unbelievable.
Because of an armadillo, I'm sure someone's yelling, just grab a shovel.
Nope.
It's I-4 International.
It is. Oh, so a new study finds Florida is home to some of what airports in the U.S.? I'll make it easy for you. Angriest airports in the U.S.
Where, really?
Forbes Advisor put Jacksonville International in second place and Tampa International at number 4.
Damn.
The study looked at Twitter activity directed at the 60 busiest airports for the last year to determine the list. The study found that 60% of tweets aimed at Jacksonville's airport could be characterized as, quote, angry.
Right.
End quote, while 57% of tweets calling out Tampa International were negative.
Right.
Other Florida airports that made the angry list include Southwest Florida International, Miami International, and not to be left out, Orlando International. John Wayne Airport in Orange County, California, topped the list as the nation's angriest,
That's so
angriest
unbelievable.
airport.
In Jacksonville, I get it. People show up and go, those are stagecoaches. But Tampa, you know what? My daughter has traveled all over the world and has flown all over the world on every airline imaginable, and she thinks Tampa's airport's the best airport in the world.
Really?
She does. She thinks it's the easiest to get in and out of. She thinks it's the most accommodating. She loves it.
Wow. Well, notice Sanford wasn't anywhere on this list, so if you want to avoid angry travelers, you might want to book your flight through there. Or you can just book your tickets on a train, because Brightline is now allowing riders to purchase tickets to its new Orlando train station. Visitors to gobrightline.com are able to buy one-way tickets between South Florida and Orlando International Airport starting at $79. The first available date to ride the high-speed rail line to and from Orlando is September 1st. But Brightline President Patrick Goddard says they're finalizing an official launch date, meaning that rides may eventually be available for dates prior to Labor Day weekend. That's what they're expecting. They kind of seem to be ramping things up a little bit more and more.
Wife and I were talking about that today, and we couldn't. We'll talk about this a little bit later. I couldn't understand, like, if you can drive to Miami in 3.5 hours and it doesn't cost you like $75, where's the value in it? And the value is exactly kind of what Ross is saying. It's like you don't have to worry about the drive. You can just kind of chill out, and you could book one of those suite things. They have like a suite that you can, like, for $130.
Well, you could do like a radio show.
Like you could
and go down there.
Because you can't drive 125, 110 miles an hour to South Florida, but the train can go that. You're missing the tolls, the track, because once you pass the Palm Beach Toll Plaza, it's hell on earth.
Yeah, you're right.
It is hell on earth.
Starlink available on these things, so you have good internet connection, plenty of power. They have a snack car and vending car. So
but how many times are you going to have to stop for all the cars who park on the track?
It's a different machine.
This is good news, man. I want to join the Mild Low Club. I'll get that sweet.
All right, speaking of things ramping up, final preparations are underway as tens of thousands of music fans are planning to attend Welcome to Rockville. The 4-day music festival will kick off tomorrow at the Daytona International Speedway. Organizers believe more than... Have you heard how many people are expected to attend this 4-day festival?
Well,
by the way, tickets still available on the festival's website. How many do you think?
It's got to be like 500,000 people or something.
Not that many.
No. I was going to go 40,000.
Like total over 4 days?
Ross, what do you think?
The biggest accent?
You're right.
I'll shoot
Double
the gap. I'll go 65,000.
And
I said 500,000.
All right, it's 170,000 people.
Okay, that's still a lot.
Are expected to attend. Some of the musical headliners
What's
include...
in a damn racetrack that it's like you can land a plane in this thing. Get out of here.
Slipknot, Avenged Sevenfold, Evanescence, and Alice Cooper, not to mention Tool.
It's like the best lineup you could... If you're a rock and roll fan, I don't know how... It's the best lineup I've ever seen. I mean, it is the best lineup I've ever seen at a rock show ever.
Well, organizers of the Florida Strawberry Festival are dealing with a tragedy. Unfortunately, Randy Scott, his wife Jill, and Jill's sister were all killed in a crash Monday in Manatee County. Scott was considered the voice of the festival. He sang the national anthem each morning and Happy Trails when each day ended. Festival officials called Jill the jewel of his eye, who was often working fervently behind the scenes to help support her family. On the festival's Facebook page, the Scotts are described as the true servants whose presence will be greatly missed.
Wow, man.
All right, the official start of hurricane season still isn't for a couple more weeks, but the National Hurricane Center in Miami is tracking a tropical wave that's emerged off the coast of Africa. Forecasters say it's the first of what's expected to be dozens of tropical waves that will swirl out in the Atlantic Ocean this year. The Hurricane Center also released its first tropical weather outlook this week. We talked about that before. This year, the outlooks are being expanded to include a whole week instead of just 5 days.
That weather picture is going to look like a Van Gogh painting come August. Just a bunch of spinning death out there. And just one waiting in line for the next to come kill us all.
A trial Volusia County judge calls a massive dumpster fire will have to start over.
Oh, sorry about that, Jacksonville.
The judge yesterday declared a mistrial for Xbox killers Troy Victorino and Jerron Hunter. The judge cited scheduling conflicts with some of the jurors. Victorino and Hunter were being resentenced for their roles in the beating deaths of 6 people and a dog in Deltona back in 2004 over a, he says, stolen Xbox console and other items after he was caught squatting in the house.
Squatters' rights.
They were convicted in 2006 and sentenced to death, but then the sentences were declared unconstitutional by the U.S. Supreme Court in 2016 because the jury was not unanimous. The state legislature, though, recently passed a new law requiring only 8 votes to impose the death penalty. The judge says at this point, the best thing to do is to call it all off and start over another day.
Good Lord of mercy. Well, at least they're not expensive.
Yeah.
These 6 month long.
You just
or 6 week long.
That got you Jamaican. That's how disappointed you were. Lord of mercy.
A Pinellas County man is accused of stealing 2 rare animals. Wondered what had happened to these, but St. Petersburg police yesterday arrested Joshua McCarty Thomas for allegedly stealing 2 Galapagos tortoises. FWC says they were stolen in November from the St. Augustine Alligator Farm Zoological Park. The tortoises are an endangered species, Galapagos, right? But McCarty Thomas allegedly just kept them at his home. Police say one was alive in his backyard, but the other was dead in his freezer. How much do you think each one of those tortoises is valued at?
$40,000.
25 G's.
$500,000.
I love it.
$10,000. Turns out the tortoises were chipped. That's how they were able to track this turd down.
Wow, really?
And the
I thought he dropped them.
The 46-year-old is also accused of stealing rare books from 2 stores in St. Pete and some valuable comic books from a store in Ocala and Marion County.
This guy has an interesting taste. I kind of like this guy. I don't know why.
I mean, maybe he's just really into turtles and comic books.
It is kind of weird if you were selling that on the street. Like, what do you got, buddy? What do you got?
Yeah, exactly.
Some comic books. Let's see. Oh, a giant turtle.
Well, down in South Florida, someone's got a lot to sell. Miami police are on the lookout for a woman they believe drugged a man she just met at a local bar.
Okay.
Officer Michael Vega says the man called 911 last Monday saying he woke up in a comatose-like state. The man claims he was drugged when the woman served him a drink in his home.
Sure.
That's your first clue.
Right, yeah.
Never let a rando make you a drink in your own home. In the 800 block of Northeast 1st Street, he says he's missing, get this, guys, a Rolex Daytona Rainbow with diamonds.
Okay, that's 60 G's.
Sky Dweller Rolex.
What is this guy doing hiring people like this?
Gold chain, Cartier sunglasses, and a rose gold diamond ring worth over $600,000.
Oh, that's a good pull. She got about, I guess, close to $1 million there.
The woman was spotted on surveillance leaving his unit with 2 blue Solo cups.
Yeah, man, that's that first watch I think is about 65.
Wow.
For that watch.
Yeah, the police said when they arrived, his safe was wide open. $600,000 ring is gone. All of these watches are gone.
That stuff's already gone, too.
Was Cardi B wasn't in Miami-Dade recently, was she?
Yeah,
no, Cardi B wasn't in? Okay. All right, well, we talked about this yesterday a little bit, but let's go back over the numbers. Melbourne getting high marks as a place to live. U.S. News and World Report released its annual list of the best places in the country to live yesterday. So Melbourne was the top city in Central Florida at number 15.
I'm a fan.
That's right. You lived there for a while.
Yeah, it's nice.
I love Melbourne.
Yeah.
The magazine says the Space Coast is committed to blending the arts, science, and economic development in its energetic community. Daytona Beach ranks 49th. Orlando is 52nd, Ocala 67th, and Lakeland is 105. The top city on the list, and no, I am not kidding you, is Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Huh?
Yeah. Green Bay gets an 8 out of 10 on the Value Index, which considers several factors, including median household income, housing affordability, and crime rates. In second place is Huntsville, Alabama.
Wow, God almighty. Those are quite the bookends.
I know. And third is the Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina. Boulder, Colorado, and Sarasota round out the rest of the top 5.
God almighty.
And then finally, Elon Musk claims that ChatGPT company OpenAI, taking a page from Al Gore's book, would not exist today if it had not been for him.
Oh, yeah. This is going to be good, I'm sure.
The Tesla CEO told CNBC's David Faber yesterday that his early investment in the San Francisco-based company is what made the difference. Musk stopped backing OpenAI after a disagreement with senior executives over the speed and nature of the technology's advancement. And finally, a new poll reveals a majority of Americans believe artificial intelligence threatens the future of humanity.
I am not one of those people.
What percentage of Americans polled by Reuters Ipsos say they're concerned about the negative effects of AI?
70.
Jack?
65.
Ross?
80.
Jack is closest. 61% of Americans feel that. The results of the poll come a day after Congress held a hearing on AI technology. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman told a panel of senators on Tuesday, we did cover this, that, quote, if this technology goes wrong, it can go quite wrong, and we want to be vocal about that, end quote. During the hearing, Connecticut Democrat Richard Blumenthal said Congress is obligated to develop sensible safeguards for the technology after playing a deep fake of his own voice to show just what the dangers of AI pose.
I'll give you an idea of how serious it is, all right? Did you guys remember any of this happening when the internet came out? Like them freaking out about this and thinking it was going to change the world at this level, or maybe even just social media? This thing's been out, 40 days? 40 days, and they've already had how many congressional hearings on it?
Yeah.
How many executives have rolled out in favor of regulating it? 45 days into this technology, they're doing this? I mean, it's for real. There's no question, but I think it's going to get pinched so fast. It won't be, I don't think it's going to be a threat. It is going to have to be regulated because just in the job market alone, it could cause a ton of havoc. It's already doing it, but that's where it's really going to be, I think, detrimental. And pay attention, because the people that should be paying attention to it are, and they're doing it really fast. That gives you an idea of the power.
It absolutely is. And also just wanted to let folks know we're following some breaking news. This is from the Daily Beast, which is reporting Fox News considers major primetime shuffle after Tucker's Carlson firing. There's been some scuttlebutt on social media right now that Laura Ingraham is out at Fox News. We're continuing to follow that story and wait for either confirmation or denial from the network itself.
Yeah, I read this morning they plan on moving Hannity to where Tucker was. They did not mention Laura Ingraham in the piece that I read today. And then, of course, we learned yesterday, like I thought initially, that the initial deal and the payout. And by the way, this is my thing on this. This is how they came to this conclusion. So when they blew out, when they paid Dominion the $785 million, that total lawsuit was supposed to be like 1.3, right?
Yeah.
Right. And people were wondering, why did you settle? Why did you settle? Well, here's what I think happened. I think they had a handshake deal, and I think it actually goes further than just Tucker, to blow him out. And the thought process was he's the number one money earner at Fox. His show represents, $40 million, $50, $60 million in revenue a year? So they probably thought to themselves, blowing this guy out and ending him would cost them this much money, and they would consider that part of the settlement. That's what I believe happened. And I think more are coming. It would not shock me if Ingram was blown out either.
Well, we're going to continue to follow it, and we'll let you know as soon as we get confirmation. But either way, you're officially woke, and Woke News is brought to you by Home Loans Radio with that mortgage guy, Don. Yeah, everybody knows you're supposed to get more than one quote when you're mortgage shopping, but statistics show only about 25% of us actually do. And the reason why is because it takes too much time and we're busy. Well, that mortgage guy, Don, will take care of it for you. All you have to do is go to thatmortgageguydon.com, hit the compare quote button, put in your contact info, tell him your credit score, and upload your quote. He'll do the rest. Don will interpret your quote and let you know if you can do better. Plain and simple, no spam, no hassle, just peace of mind at thatmortgageguydon.com.
Thanks, Deb. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. We always hear terrible stories about celebrities, right? All the bad stuff they do, all the horrible things, how entitled they are. Well, there's a story right here in Orlando that we have a small connection with that shows you that some celebrities are wonderful people. I'll tell you exactly who that is next.
Real radio is Real Music Weekends. Real Music Weekends. This weekend on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by attorney Mo DeWitt. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center, powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your hot and steamy Central Florida forecast. Afternoon highs will be soaring to the low 90s today across the entire viewing area. We're talking our inland counties all the way to the East Coast, but mainly after 2 o'clock today, we could be seeing some scattered showers and thunderstorms at about 40% coverage, and rain chances do continue to rise. Tomorrow is a Fox 35 storm alert day, so do remember to stay weather aware.
This report is sponsored by Take 5 Oil Change. At Take 5, they're faster than you think. That means they'll change your oil and get you back on the road in less time than it takes to get over from the express lane to the exit ramp. Just sit back and relax while their fast, friendly team does all the work. Take 5, the stay-in-your-car 10-minute oil change.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here. Your eyes are the window to your world. That's why I never even considered a discount surgery center for LASIK vision correction for my son and my father-in-law. I did what a lot of people in Orlando do, and what you should do as well. I turned to the team over at the Philanthropy Eye Institute, a recognized leader in vision correction surgery, so much so that I remember just a couple years back, nobody even knew anybody else. It was just Philanthropy. That's who it was. I trust these guys, and you can as well. They performed over 65,000 surgeries here in Central Florida for 30 years. Let them use that experience to make sure you have the best look at life ever. They use the latest state-of-the-art technology, fast recovery times, most people back to work the very next day. Start seeing the way you were meant to with crystal clear vision, courtesy of the Philanthropy Eye Institute. And it's easy. Text 1041 to 868686. Schedule that consultation today. Just find out what they can do for you. You might be amazed, and they even offer 24-month interest-free financing to qualified patients. Again, schedule that consultation by texting 1041 to 868686. The Philanthropy Eye Institute is the smart choice and the only choice for LASIK vision correction.
Has crossed, stuck in, Kyra! Oh, what a goal!
Orlando City returns home this week, taking on New York City Football Club on Wednesday, May 17th at 7:30 p.m., presented by Dex Imaging. Tune in on FM 96.9 The Game and watch on any device on the Apple TV app. Dex Imaging, the world's biggest business solutions provider of copiers and printers. Dex Imaging helps businesses do business better. Check us out online at deximaging.com.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Tara, quote, "My doctor wanted me to do saline rinses for my allergies, but I've never been able to successfully use a neti pot. Navage uses suction power, so it's foolproof. There are nights when I'll have particularly bothersome allergies. I'll bust it out, and the results are immediate. It's such a relief. It's become a lifesaver." Unquote. She's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Tobacco-free Florida knows how hard it is to quit nicotine, which is why we offer different quit options to choose from for free, like 24/7 quit coaches available over the phone, and free 2-week starter kits of quit aids. We're even experimenting with 80s pop music.
I'm giving you up, giving you up, giving you up. I'm letting you never come back to stone. I'll never come back to stone. I'll never come back. I'm giving you up.
Or maybe we'll just stick to the ways we know work. Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com or call 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW for free nicotine patches.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
After an accident, it's important to hire an attorney right away. Evidence can disappear quickly. Sure, you could wait to hire an attorney later and see how things turn out, but delays never make a case better. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. JustCallMo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
At Jersey Mike's, watching them freshly slice the meat and cheese for my sub is a sight to behold. The layers of ham, salami, and pepperoni are even more glorious than the pink and orange layers of a sunrise. Yeah, the sun's pretty and all that, but in about 7 billion years it's going to explode, obliterating the earth and every living thing on it. And if there's no sun, there's no subs. Meanwhile, the only thing a sub ever obliterated was my hunger. freshly sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing, a sub above.
Stop by your neighborhood Petco to save on all your pet's health and wellness needs. Petco has your pet's favorite food brands like Blue Buffalo, IAM's Wholehearted, Royal Canin, and Purina Pro Plan. And when your pet needs to see a vet, Petco Vet Services can take care of your pet's needs, such as vaccinations and flea, tick, and heartworm prevention and more. Don't forget your pet always wants to look their best, so make a grooming appointment while you're there. You'll get every 8th groom free when you unlock the grooming perk in our app. Visit your nearest Petco or go to petco.com to start saving on all your pet's needs.
Do you have heart failure and often hear,
"Those stomach issues ruined your birthday"?
"You're too tired to play catch, Grandpa."
Sweetie, you haven't touched your tools since the carpal tunnel syndrome diagnosis.
If these seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, talk to your cardiologist and ask about transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, or ATTR-CM, a rare and underdiagnosed disease that gets worse over time. Learn more at connecttoyourheart.com. That's connecttoyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This hour is sponsored by Barks in the City, June 3rd at Apopka Amphitheater.
And we're back to the Jim Colbert Show.
So, dude stole some high-priced comics and some Galapagos turtles. It's kind of hard not to think that he was trying to make some Teenage Mutant Ninja Galapagos turtles.
I should not laugh at that. All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate that, as we do every single day. Animal House coming up in just a few minutes. Welcome back. I am Jim, Deb, and Jack and Ross all here today for you. All right. So, like I said before, these, we hear about stuff, celebrities all the time, right? Just doing stupid stuff, bad stuff. Sometimes you hear some good stuff. Maybe more of that lately. We don't really. Who's the bad guy celebrity right now? Because it was Charlie Sheen for a long time.
It's funny as soon as you said that Charlie Sheen's the first name that came.
Right. So who's the bad guy?
The guy from Flash.
Oh yeah, you're right, Ezra.
Yeah.
Ezra
Miller.
That guy's a little crazy. It was Crispin Glover for a while. Remember?
John Moran's having a bad week.
Yeah, he's having a bad week. But obviously guys like Bam, just constantly in the news for stupidity and stupid stuff. Well, after months of taking selfies with a cardboard cutout of this particular celebrity in the halls of the hospital they call home, a 3-year-old and her mom, Jen, upgraded from the 2D version to the real deal. This particular celebrity has a studio at Arnold Palmer Health, Orlando Health Arnold Palmer Hospital for Children. It's called Seacrest Studio.
Yeah.
And Ryan Seacrest stopped by the hospital, and not only did he do the broadcast and stuff, because what happens is they have a little studio there, and every morning in the hospital they do a news broadcast, and they have stuff all day long on their channel. So you're seeing real content produced internally for just those people, for the people in the hospital, because they could be there for months, because they're dealing with long-term, sometimes terminal illnesses, and so it requires 24-hour treatment.
Well, local news.
Yeah, and because we have a connection, because iHeart has a wonderful relationship with Ryan Seacrest that we make fun of all the time because they gave him all the money that we're supposed to get.
Yeah, got all of it.
But, it's good to hear people doing cool stuff like that, and I think it's fantastic. And for the hospital to have something like that and create a relationship with somebody in that nature, and I will tell you, it's not easy to do this, guys. I'll give you a little behind-the-scenes nature, or information. Here on this show, we have tried to create a relationship with a number of medical institutions because we want to help as much as possible. They vet those relationships like you can't even imagine. I mean, that clearance level to get in there and be a part of that. It's not just like, hey, we're really happy you're involved and want to be involved. It's way, way, way more than that. So for them to do this and bring something so kind of pop culture-ish into the halls of that place with a personality like that, I found that very cool.
Because he is one busy guy.
He is a really busy guy.
And so to take time to not just do the broadcast, but then meet with the patients and the families recognizing, how much that means to them and his busy schedule says a lot.
But I think quit on Kelly.
Oh, stop. And I think this is probably going to wind up being a thing that he continues. It says here that content created in the studio is broadcast on TVs throughout the hospital, including in patients' rooms. They do a morning news show every day, live game shows, guest celebrity interviews, and the programs are hosted and produced by patients, interns, and Seacrest studio staff. So I'm sure they have a couple engineers and people to help them along the way.
Yeah.
I believe our engineers were part of the building out of that studio.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow. So that's where they are.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Ryan Seacrest give a high five to a blind dude?
I haven't.
It is a banger.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Why is that a thing?
Because he did it, and it is awkward.
Because the guy didn't even know he was trying to do it? Is
it
just
is
missed him?
a straight critical swing and a critical miss.
Very good. It says that they interview, and the kids will ask him about their life, and he'll ask about theirs, and sometimes it gets, those kids are kids, and when they're going through stuff like that, they don't. There's sometimes those filters melt away, and you can ask those serious questions.
Yeah.
And they said he's been rolling with the punches, and it was great. I find that very cool. So congrats, man. That's really nice.
I own a Ryan Seacrest jacket. He also makes suits.
Do you really?
Yeah, Reasonable Jackets, and
Is that the name of the company? Reasonable Jackets?
No, I think it's called Ryan Seacrest.
Oh yeah, Seacrest Threads.
Yeah.
Started as a radio intern.
Yeah, sure.
Are
did.
you telling me that we're co-workers with Ryan Seacrest?
Yeah, he's in
we
here.
are.
He's part of our team, bub.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can email him.
He'll be here this afternoon.
I'm gonna send him an email.
The Ryan Seacrest Foundation plans to open 3 new studios this year in children's hospitals across the U.S., Memphis, Queens, New York, and Salt Lake City, Utah. So good job, buddy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Keep up the good work. That's awesome. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Animal House next here on The Jim Colbert Show.
It's back. OrlandoFringe.org, 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 OrlandoFringe.org. Did we mention OrlandoFringe.org?
Still looking at some slow traffic on I-4 eastbound this afternoon as you travel between 536 and Central Florida Parkway and between OBT and South Street. Westbound delays reported between the Beach Line and 535 and between World Drive and Osceola Polk Line Road. No major delays on the Beach Line or the Greenway this afternoon. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Wawa's new Rechargers are handcrafted energy drinks to help you power through your day. Made the way you want, iced or frozen, with natural sources of caffeine. Get energy for every day. Gotta have a Wawa.
It's a fact. When it comes to your health, early detection saves lives. No question about it. Not even arguable. Also a fact that 1 out of 3 people right here in the U.S. will die from heart disease. And even crazier than that, 30 to 40% of those heart attacks, the first symptom just happens to be sudden death. But there is good news. You don't have to be a statistic. You can take advantage of the free heart scan with my friends over at the Life Imaging FLA. That is a $699 value. This body scan will give you the information you need to fight in advance to make sure you stay nice and healthy for years. My mom died of kidney disease. My uncle, undiagnosed lung cancer, never smoked in his life. With Life Imaging FLA, you'll have that information beforehand and get that free heart scan. And it's just got a few minimum requirements. While you're there, ask about their cancer screening as well. All you have to do is pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, keyword free heart scan. That's easy. Pound 250. Just say the keyword free heart scan and you'll be connected in seconds. Don't wait another minute. Make that very important appointment today. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia.
The Orlando Fringe is going down now, and we're giving Fringe performers a chance to promote their shows using the TalkBack feature on the iHeartRadio app during the Jim Colbert Show. 30 seconds of radio time to tell Central Florida why they should come see your show. Get the details at realradio.fm/fringe.
Planning a DIY fence project, but you're not sure where to start? Consider Fence in a Box from Fence Outlet. They offer fixed prices that include all materials to complete a fence for an average 120-foot backyard. PVC, aluminum, wood. Learn more at fenceoutlet.com. License number C10252.
It's Ram season, which means it's time to serve with Ram 1500, Ram 3500, and Ram TRX. Hurry in now for great deals on the trucks that are built to serve. Right now during Ram season, get 10% below MSRP on the purchase of a 2023 Ram 1500 Laramie. Not compatible with lease offers or with any other consumer incentive offers. Contact dealer for details. Take retail delivery by 5/31/23.
Hello, Floridians. Today's a good day to do great things. Yes! Like scheduling the dentist appointment you've been putting off for 2 years.
Oh, man.
Like finally fixing that creaky door that drives you crazy. Like getting that massage you definitely deserve.
Oh, yeah.
Or taking time to make sure that your air conditioner is ready to beat the heat all summer long. Do something great today, right now, by booking your $159 AC rejuvenation at cooltoday.com.
Call today, cool today. CoolToday.com.
If you're celebrating a milestone anniversary this year, or just starting the process of picking out that engagement ring, welcome to International Diamond Center. At IDC, we're one of a few jewelers around the world with direct access to exquisite diamonds from Namibia. These are the highest quality, most brilliant diamonds on the planet. And with IDC's connections with the cutters, you can be assured of the ultimate in value with no middleman markups. And just as important as the brilliance of our diamond is the source itself. An IDC diamond comes only from specific mines that follow strict international laws and environmental standards. Not only do we guarantee conflict-free diamonds, we are proud that when you purchase an IDC diamond, you are helping provide dignified employment, much-needed education, and necessary health care to African families. So come and shop with confidence at IDC. Confidence in the quality, the value, and the integrity of our diamonds. International Diamond Center. Transparency, honesty, responsibility. Learn more at shopidc.com or visit our showroom today. 4 Orlando locations.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Come rock out at Orlando's only rock and roll cocktail party. Velvet Sessions at Hard Rock Hotel at Universal Orlando welcomes Eric Martin, former lead singer of Mr. Big, performing Friday, May 19th. Tickets include free specialty cocktails, finger foods, and more. Tickets are $55. Upgrade to a VIP ticket for $95. This is a 21 and older event. Visit velvetsessions.com now for more information and to get your tickets before they're gone.
This earful of Rail Radio is sponsored by RC Hill Mitsubishi, Highway 1792 in DeLand.
Buy today. Make no payments till November during Memorial May at Sutherland Nissan Orlando.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch. Yeah, we like it when you watch. At The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us easily at 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Jack and Ross are right over there, and Deb has Animal House.
She likes them fuzzy, furry, feathery, tough, and scaly. It's time for Animal House with Deborah Roberts.
All right, Animal House is generously brought to you each and every week by personal injury attorney Glenn Klausman of Klausman Law. We'll tell you how to get in touch with Glenn at the end of Animal House. But now, please join me in welcoming back Kathy Burns and Sally Edmonds from the Pet Alliance of Greater Orlando.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, baby. Yeah. They even gave themselves a little applause. I like that.
Yeah.
Sally gave the tiniest little clap, the tiniest little silent clap.
Golf clap. How are you guys doing?
Great. How are you today?
We're doing awesome.
We brought a little cutie that Deb is cuddling.
Yeah, that didn't take long.
I know.
What is that thing?
Her name is Baby Rita.
Whose dog is that? Is that just?
It's in foster care. It came to us with some medical issues.
So it's like a Tinder dog?
I told Deb as we walked back, don't promote adoption. I think the foster will fail, meaning keep her.
Right.
Look at this
She's
face.
a little Frenchie with some medical issues.
What's the medical? You got a drug problem?
So, no.
Intravenous issue? It happens.
No, she's good with that.
She's good with that.
She's got it under control.
Hey,
she knows her limits.
Yeah,
Daddy
she
issues.
does.
She knows how tight to make that tourniquet.
She's got misshapen limbs.
Oh, wow, really?
All of them. And yeah.
Oh, wow.
She's got some funky congenital
Oh, wow.
deformities.
She's sweet, though, huh?
Super sweet.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's yeah.
Yeah, sassy.
Oh, is she really? A sassy little one, huh?
This dog got a bow leg or something?
Yeah.
I got a little baby bow leg.
Well, she got a pimp walk, so she feels it a little bit. I think.
But what's more important is that, she is a Frenchie, French Bulldog, the most popular breed in America, overtaking the Labrador Retriever, for like the first time in 40-some-plus years. But there are issues that come with having French Bulldogs that maybe people don't realize.
It's true. So we're going to talk about summer safety. The temperatures are rising, and just want to remind folks with brachiocephalic or the short-nosed breeds, be especially mindful. Not too much exercise. They should always be kept in air conditioning. You don't want to take, a short-nosed dog on a long run in the heat.
Okay.
They suffer from heat exhaustion or stroke fairly readily.
Wow, really?
And if you've ever been out walking your dog and thrown that Frisbee or that ball one more time because they seem like they're still okay, and then I had that happen once with my Golden, and
it's scary.
It's terrifying because you're at a dog park or at a park, you're away from home. You may have a cold bottle of water on you, but it's not going to be enough to lower the temperature of a big dog.
No, access to water is important, but it won't be an overall fix if they've reached that point.
Exactly.
You want to watch for lethargy, vomiting, and really you can't do you don't want to do extreme cold to address it.
Right.
So even alcohol on their paw pads helps.
Really?
Just a damp washcloth on their head, like we, can.
Alcohol opening up the pores on the paws to make it just cool
cools
them off.
it down. Yeah. So little tricks. Never have a dog in Florida in a car, because even at 80 degrees, the temperatures rise.
It's ridiculous.
In a very short window of time. So be mindful of that in summer. And then even the pavement. We have shoes protecting us from the heat, but paw pads, if they're pulling their paws up, it's too hot for them.
Right. And the other issue too is, I've mentioned this before, but The Rock had a French Bulldog that they ended up losing because the puppy went into the pool.
Oh, no.
And he wasn't aware that French Bulldogs do not swim.
No.
And a lot of the short-snouted dogs, like your Shih Tzus.
I'm a pug fan.
You're a pug fan.
They sink, no swims.
No. Okay, so any of the smushy-faced dogs?
I mean.
My Shorkie swims like a monster, though.
Really?
She does well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get her good and hot and then throw. I'm joking. No, she does. She swims quite well. No problem whatsoever.
Yeah.
And my dachshund swam she was like a torpedo.
Yeah, that I would believe.
I mean, that's all muscle. You just sink right to the bottom.
Short and stout, like me, man. They sink.
Right.
They do.
So we did, we just had this story hit the other day. We were talking about this right before we came on the air about pet safety.
Yeah.
Guys walking his dog along the shores of the Little Econ River, and a gator comes up. I mean, any body of water in Florida, please tell people. Even the sound of their paws on the ground at the shore will attract a gator.
It's amazing. I mean, they're amazing animals.
They're apex predators for a reason.
What's the most common animal seen on a golf course? I'm like, well, I live in Florida, and it's probably gators.
It's an alligator by far.
Right?
Ross and I play golf all the time. The number one animal you see on a golf course is a gator.
Yeah.
Without
scary.
question. Yeah.
The occasional raccoon too.
Yeah.
I don't know which one to trust out of those two.
So when it comes to that, I mean, do you guys have is it 10 feet away, 20 feet away? Is there like a little saying that you use, or?
I would. Far away?
Yeah, exactly. Stay far
all
away.
the way far away.
Yeah.
Don't let. And it's another thing too is people want to throw their frisbees out in the lakes or out in the rivers for the dogs to fetch. The labs love doing it. Again, man, in bodies of water, Florida, you just really got to pick and choose your battles there, because if there's a body of water that a dog can swim in, you can probably take a chance. It's more than half a chance that there's going to be a gator in that body of water.
For sure. I would say if there's a sidewalk or an area a certain distance from water, stay on it. Don't get them to the edge. And no retractable leashes or off leash, like you were saying.
Yeah.
Because if that pet is within a 4 to 6 foot circle of you as the owner, that's probably your best.
You have a best chance of anything happening there.
Yes.
Now, and let's talk about
this guy jumped on the alligator's back to
Right.
get his dog out,
Sure
but
did.
and he was able to rescue the dog. The 12-foot alligator, of course, had to be, a trapper took him out. But it's just, you
That's
have
a
to learn
nuisance.
exactly, and you have to learn that living in Florida, the state is not a theme park. You are living around a lot of dangerous wild animals.
Yeah, and speaking of that, the other thing is, dogs are very curious dogs, especially, and I find that the bigger they are, the more curious they are because they don't feel that threat that little dogs do. And talk about dogs and snakes, because I know that even pygmy rattlers and other rattlesnakes, dogs can smell them and they're curious and they don't realize how deadly. And the snakes, of course, if they get within 2 or 3 feet, most of those snakes can strike like twice their body length, so it can be trouble.
Mine ended up at the vet all day, got bit by a pygmy rattle on our property.
Yeah.
He wouldn't leave it alone.
Yeah, they just won't. And again, I think the smaller it is, the worse. And this pygmy rattlers, what people don't realize is, what makes them so deadly is they don't have the same mechanism that
Controls the venom,
that
right?
controls the venom. So they just keep biting, and and their venom is just as toxic. So that's what makes them even more deadly. And of course, the dogs, it's like a play toy to them because it's so small. I don't think they get more than like 14, 15 inches. But even water moccasins this time of year and things like that.
Yeah. We were picking up dogs in rural Florida yesterday.
Yep.
And went up. We're walking down to the kennels at a rural municipal shelter. And I'm like, dead snake. Something got it.
Yeah.
But at any rate, walking the dog back to our van, the dog was fixated, even though they had removed it.
For sure.
See, that's how my dog got bit. Took him to the vet. They were like, did he tangle with a fence? I'm like, not that I'm aware of. Then I heard the tech yell, there's another hole.
Yeah.
And then the vet was like, did he get bit by a snake? And chances are he's out in the backyard sniffing around, and he ended up getting bit.
And Kathy, let's talk a little bit about allergic reactions with dogs as well, because we know dogs can have allergic reactions. People freak out a little bit about that. We know that dogs can take Benadryl if they need to. And I'm not saying, hey, do a whey test or anything like that. But if their dog gets into like poison ivy or into a nettle or something like that and has an adverse reaction, do you have any advice?
Absolutely. I mean, I would suggest ideally contacting a vet and using their direction. But a lot of the medication that we use for animals is similar, if not the same, as for humans. Now, doses are where it becomes important that you know what you're doing. So, Benadryl is it's actually a medication we have in stock at the shelter to address those issues.
Exactly. And you need to find out your poundage for your dog because it is weird. Like 2 of those things will put me in a coma for a month, but you can feed I could feed Dexter like 5 of them. And it was the weirdest thing, but you need to make sure you have that information
100%.
if you're going to be out around and understand how much your dog can take if it does have an action like that. Do you guys have anything else?
Heartworm prevention.
Oh,
What I
there you go.
learned when I can't remember. I apologize. Yeah,
That's okay. Yes.
The
I almost forgot. You're so good, Deb, and I didn't even tell you what I was going to say. Prevention is important in the summer. I know last time we were here, we were talking about heartworm, but also flea and tick. It is the season now in summer, and that can cause issues with dogs, obviously, their well-being. Ticks can spread disease. Fleas can make them anemic and also spread disease. So make sure they're on their prevention, especially in the summer months.
And the other thing I learned was when the veterinarian, the doctor at the clinic had come in and was talking about heartworm prevention, something I learned as a cat owner is do not assume that because you have inside cats that it doesn't mean that they don't need heartworm prevention, because all it takes is one infected mosquito to make it to the inside of your house, bite your cat. And the other thing I learned, it doesn't take as many heartworms to be a fatal issue for a cat.
That is correct. The treatment really isn't the same. The presentation isn't the same, as he described much more eloquently than I can. But I just came from the cat shelter, and we actually have a heartworm positive cat in our care right now.
So what happens with that? Because people were texting and saying that if they get heartworms, there is no treatment for cats. Is that true?
It is true, but it is also less likely to be fatal.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, but still, do not forget the heartworm prevention, even for your indoor cats.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you this. I mean, this seems so out of reach, but I mean, we did see this and have a story about it a couple weeks ago. Is rabies? I guess there's a season for rabies. I never even knew that, but with that in play, I mean, do you have any advice for people when it comes to their dogs? I know that usually when they're showing symptoms, it's already too late for the dog, but to protect yourself,
for sure. And that is one vaccine that's required by law because obviously it can cross species,
right?
And is pretty scary when it occurs, and they don't want it to spread. So there are seasons, but in Florida, I think often we find there's no season because we don't have a winter.
Right.
So
right.
It's
always
365 days out of the year.
And then back to the tick thing real quick. I read recently that because a lot of the medications we have now that you give our dogs orally will repel ticks.
Yes.
But it doesn't mean that the ticks won't get on the dog. Okay, so the issue that is this: if your dog
Sally?
sleeps with you in bed and they're doing this, that also during the summer, during active years, you know, when your dog's outside and comes back in, that you may want to do a scan because even though the tick can't bury its head in the dog because of the medication, doesn't mean it can't come off and get in your bed or on your property and then wind up on you, which is also bad.
So I brushed 2 off yesterday morning on Rocket. He's on prevention. The ticks can still bite your dogs.
Can.
Even though they're on prevention. And they can still infect the dog. Even though they are on prevention. What the prevention will do is keep them from getting sick and actually get the actual tick-borne disease.
Right. Okay.
So
it's almost like a preemptive strike against the disease itself. It doesn't stop the tick or repel the tick itself like it does fleas.
Right.
It's like a tick condom. You know, like it's going to protect from a lot, but it's not batting 1,000.
Yeah, the ticks will still die.
Okay,
They'll
all
still
right.
fall off and die.
Right.
But the tick can still bite and infect the dog.
Yeah.
Wow, man, I did not know
fleas
that.
can too. They can jump on, bite, they'll fall off, and they'll die.
Oh, wow.
But your animal is still left with the itchy, miserable mess.
Wow.
I'm telling you, I think this analogy is working.
Okay. Is there any piece of information that you think is like super valuable to people out there as they kind of move towards summer and going to have their pets in lakes and water? Do they have to worry about warm water the way that humans do when it comes to encephalitis and stuff like that? Do you have to worry about that?
So yes, and dogs can, if they are ingesting, think of your lab type of animal that's, if they can get poisoned by water, right?
My Dexter did. He drank out of our lake and started getting mange because of it. We had to wind up getting some medications because of that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be careful with dirty water especially puddles.
And leptospirosis.
Right. That's what I'm saying is that water.
Lepto.
And that's the most water. I mean, here's the thing. They may run and jump on a dock, but mostly it's going to be like shoreline, which is the most dangerous part of the lake is where the water's the warmest and it's interacting with it and it's creating that environment.
Is growing. Yeah. You're right. Keep them out of warm water.
Yeah, exactly. With alligators for nothing else.
Is
right?
Rita eating your notes?
She is eating my notes. If you're watching us on our YouTube channel, you see how sweet baby Rita is.
Yeah, Rita
in
is.
foster care, most likely going to be a foster fail, but with a face like that, can you blame him?
Oh,
I can't.
Where do folks go to get more information? Because again, you guys have great veterinary services.
Absolutely.
A lot of help for the community.
Thank you. We try to be a resource. PetAllianceOrlando.org.
PetAllianceOrlando.org. Sally and Kathy, thank you guys as always.
Thank
you. Thank you, baby Rita.
Stone cold rock stars is what they are.
As always, always. And Animal House is generously brought to you by Glenn Klausman of Klausman Law. So if you or someone you know and love have been in a car, truck, or even a motorcycle accident, here's just a couple of reasons why they need to call Glenn at Klausman Law. One, he never passes you off to a caseworker, but will personally handle your case, so much so that he'll give you his personal cell phone number and then pick it up when you call. Just a couple of reasons why he's voted super lawyer and legal elite year after year. He's also an animal lover, even to chewer like baby Rita here. God. So if you've been in an accident, give him a call, 407-917-1718.
That thing is making short work of your paperwork.
Or check him out online at klausmanlaw.com. That's KLAUSMAN law.com.
Looks like my grandfather gumming a steak.
She's a sweet pup.
She is.
Thanks, you guys.
All right,
Thank you.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Winning Wednesdays happen every Wednesday on our Instagram page at Real Radio 1041 with a new prize available every Wednesday. Real Radio 1041 on Instagram is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Traffic moving well right now if you need to take Florida's Turnpike north or southbound in the Orlando area this afternoon. Right now, traffic is up to speed along the 408 as you travel through downtown. Things are moving well on both the Beach Line and the Greenway. Normal afternoon delays reported east and westbound on I-4 near the major Disney exits. Still looking at delays eastbound on the interstate between OBT and South Street. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Hey shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season right now. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. We're going to need a lot more help at checkout.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
Man, here in Central Florida, it is so absolutely important your AC works for you every single time you ask it to. That is one of the many reasons I've chosen Mills Air to take care of my AC system. These guys have the best experience at their 30-plus years in Central Florida, keeping you nice and cool. And even better than that, their techs are awesome people. Very understanding. They know what you're going through. They want you to get fixed, and they do that. They have those parts on their van ready to go right there. Plus, their Carrier factory authorized dealers that can get you up to $1,275 in rebates towards that brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier and certainly turn to the experts at Mills Air. They are family owned and operated proudly and ready to help you today. 407-277-1159. Online, millsair.com.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Marco's Pizza.
What's the best part of a Dunkin' Run? The coffee, the $1 donut, or $2 stuffed bagel minis, or $3 sausage, egg, and cheese? The answer? Yes. $3 offer available on sausage, egg, and cheese sandwich only. Excludes specialty donuts and fancies. Offer valid on medium or larger coffee. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer. Terms apply.
Stop by your neighborhood Petco to save on all your pet's health and wellness needs. Petco has your pet's favorite food brands like Blue Buffalo, IAMS, Wholehearted, Royal Canin, and Purina Pro Plan. And when your pet needs to see a vet, Petco Vet Services can take care of your pet's needs, such as vaccinations and flea, tick, and heartworm prevention and more. Don't forget your pet always wants to look their best, so make a grooming appointment while you're there. You'll get every 8th groom free when you unlock the grooming perk in our app. Visit your nearest Petco or go to petco.com to start saving on all your pet's needs.
Who's ready for a new sensation? All over the nation, everyone's seeing inflation. In fact, RC Hill Mitsubishi is just about the only place prices are going down. It's my deflation celebration event, and it means you could drive a new Mitsubishi for just $5 down, and that's less than a carton of eggs. For your peace of mind, all new Mitsubishis come with a lifetime limited warranty. Listen closely to my declaration and join my deflation celebration, because you could ditch your current ride and drive a car you love for just $5 down. My dealer next door credit approval process is free of frustration because we work with the lenders who want to approve your application with rates as low as 1.9%. Right now you could drive a nicer, newer car for just $5 down. Come to my deflation celebration. But hurry so I can help you beat inflation today. I'm RC Hill Mitsubishi. 2 locations, DeLand and Ocala. Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. Visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase price determines actual trade allowance. Negative equity may be refinanced. See dealer for details.
Hello, Floridians. Today is a good day to do great things. Yes! Like scheduling the dentist appointment you've been putting off for 2 years.
Oh, man.
Like finally fixing that creaky door that drives you crazy. Like getting that massage you definitely deserve.
Oh, yeah.
Or taking time to make sure that your air conditioner is ready to beat the heat all summer long. Do something great today, right now, by booking your $159 AC rejuvenation at cooltoday.com.
Call today, cool today, cooltoday.com.
Everyone could use a little help with their bills, especially these days. At Duke Energy, we're offering easy ways to help keep your energy bills more manageable. With programs that allow you to pay the same amount each month or pay in installments. Plus, special financial assistance from the Share the Light Fund for those facing hardships. We're Duke Energy, and we're here to help you. paid for by Duke Energy shareholders.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-334-2266. That's 800-334-2266. 800-334-2266.
If you're a pro that paints, the Home Depot is here to save you money. Paint stores try to convince you you're getting a good deal by offering deep discounts on paint, but what they don't tell you is the starting price is too high to begin with. The real question is, how much are you paying per gallon? Nobody beats the Home Depot's price per gallon on Behr paint, guaranteed. We offer everyday low prices on every gallon of top-rated Behr paint, stains, and primers. Plus, our pros earn discounts through our Pro Extra Paint Rewards program. That's the value of the Home Depot. How doers get more done. U.S. only. See store for details.
Steve Kramer here with a divorce tip. Inheritance isn't a marital asset unless you handle the money wrong or your divorce wrong. Then you can lose it to your ex. Call Trenley and Kramer, TK Law. We do divorce. One firm for life. .com.
Injured? Hire America's largest injury firm, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Radio. Real Radio. 104.1.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
My 2-year-old son, Virgil, has been fighting rhabdomyosarcoma cancer for the past 16 months at Arnold Palmer Hospital. It's been a blessing to have his treatment there with such great doctors and nurses. They have a fantastic organization when it comes to bringing joy to those kids in that hard time. So thank you, Arnold Palmer Hospital, and thank you, Ryan Seacrest.
Yeah, I got a text from that guy a little bit earlier. That's unbelievable, man. This kid's fighting something insane. I mean, that no human should have to, and especially not a child. So we wish you the very best, buddy. All right, 407-916-1041. And we agree with that wholeheartedly. All of these hospitals in Central Florida, but Mr. Palmer's has done miracles for so many people in Central Florida. What a wonderful legacy to have left. You know, golf schmolf.
Yeah.
Who cares about that, man? What he did with that is genuinely amazing.
But between Orlando Health, Advent Health,
Right.
Nemours,
That's right.
Yeah, just
covered. I mean, it's a good shape.
Yeah.
We're pretty safe here in Central Florida.
407-9. We got some choices, brother.
Hell yeah.
407-916-1041. I remember if you lived anywhere within, I mean, if you're in North Florida and you get hurt, there's one word. I mean, it was just Shands. Everybody said you just got to go to Shands if you wanted good medical care. I mean, that was miles and miles away. It's so fortunate to be in a city that offers so many different options for even specialized medical care. So it's really cool and only going to get bigger and better, actually, as they continue to add on to that Nemours complex and other complexes as well. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here, and Jack is here, and so is Ross. A big thanks to the guys at the Pet Alliance of Greater Orlando. A wonderful organization we are so proud to be a part of because helping them helps the community, and these people are people of, man, there's just no way to explain. There's just simply no way to explain the mettle of people who work in places like the Pet Alliance. I mean, it's a different kind of human being.
It is because, Sally Edmonds, who is here with Kathy Burns, she's getting a foster tomorrow, a 5-month-old puppy that had been tossed out of the window of a car
right.
a couple of months ago.
I get the feeling Sally would handle them personally if she could get her hands on them.
She does, and I
seems
will.
A little feisty. All right, 407-916-1041. I misspoke during that last segment. I hate doing that, so I want to clear that up. I made the statement that the snake could strike twice its body length. What I meant to say was half its body length. I know that's a crazy mistake, but the reason I said that is because if you walk up on a snake, specifically a rattlesnake, and it's curled up, you really have a hard time kind of figuring out how big it is because so you don't get the idea that it can strike. If it's a 5-6 foot snake, they could come 3 feet out of that and get you, and they're very fast.
Oh, yeah.
You just know a lot of people who are hunters in North Florida that lost their dogs because they were curiously sniffing on a rattlesnake, not understanding that thing could get out there pretty quick.
So you got that wrong in the last segment?
Oh, you might.
Oh, delayed on the buzz, but hey, we're an integrity-filled show.
Yes, that's all we are.
Justice is justice.
We do our best to get it right by 7 p.m.
That is all we are. If we're anything, we are integrity-filled.
Yeah.
All right. 407-916-1041. Let me ask you a question. I saw this on NPR today, And I laughingly read it. And then after I read it, I laughed even harder. How do you think, what's the proper thing to do if you get attacked by bees? Like we always hear about bears, right? Or gators. What do you do? What was this is a lore in Florida for sure. I think even America, this is lore. These two animals specifically have dominated this conversation for the history of time. What do you do if you get chased by a bear? Everybody?
Play dead.
You play dead.
No, you turn around and you make yourself big and you yell.
You try to do that, but the first thing you heard was play dead, right?
Mm-hmm.
The bear's not really trying to kill you. It just wants to play with you. And if you don't fight back, it'll lose interest and move on. Gator, you run zigzag, right?
Yeah.
That's how you get away from them. We learned that's stupid because guess how gators run?
Zigzag. And they're fast, too.
What do you do if you're attacked by a swarm of bees? What is the proper thing to do?
Fight back.
How are you going to do that, Ross?
Swing, baby.
Okay.
You grab a straw and jump into a lake.
Okay, very good. We've all seen that cartoon.
What's amazing is the bees will wait for you, or I know wasps will actually wait for you above the surface of the water.
That sucker's got to come out sometime.
I know.
I learned this today, and I kind of laughed. It makes good sense. What do you do, guys, if you're attacked by a swarm of bees? This just happened.
Yeah, it did out in California.
That's
We
right.
talked about it yesterday.
Yeah.
Volunteer.
With the
Yeah, exactly.
Who face planted on the pavement?
Exactly.
Oh, man.
It
that
looked
hurt.
It looked like he was tased from behind.
I know. Well, he was.
Dude just quit working. He just fell. Like somebody turned him off.
Roll yourself in dust.
No, that's a great guess.
Yeah, roll around.
No, it's a great guess, though. Come on, Ross.
You scream.
No, well, you can, but that's not going to help.
Oh.
Yeah, then they'll go down your throat.
Nice.
No? Anybody? It's a tough one.
Flatulence.
No. Farting is not the answer, Jack.
I was going to say,
as much as you want it to be. As much as you want it to be.
I don't know if I can do it on demand.
No, that'd be tough.
I know a guy.
That's a coin flip.
Who could do that? That was weird.
So
Here's
what is it?
This is what I laughed at. I read this entire article. I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be great. I love breaking new news. Maybe there's some new technology, blah, 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 blah. I read this entire story, and this is what it says. Run! Run! The fact is this. If you get attacked by bees, and by the way, we have a lot of people who listen to the show who are landscapers, who are surveyors, the guys who are roofers, go up there tearing off roofs where you run into wasp nests or bees nest or hornets nest. What they tell you is this. One of the common things they told you used to hear was cover your face, right?
Yep.
And move around, right? Run or flail or whatever, cover your face. And then play dead. They applied the play. Apparently, the play dead thing was the answer, like cocaine used to be in the in the 20s, right?
Some lazy guy came up with that one.
All right,
just lay right here.
You got to sneeze, cocaine. That's the answer.
Yeah, you got to play dead while you zigzag,
right?
And
Exactly.
run.
But it says run. But here's the fascinating thing, right, about bees, right? Firstly, when they sting you. The reason why the other bees won't leave you alone is that stinger, when they leave it in you, creates what they call an alarm hormone. So it actually is sending out a smell telling other bees to come sting what that one is stinging. So if one stings you and the stinger is in you, you're effed. The thing to do is run because you can outrun bees.
Wow.
And you can outrun wasps. You can outrun them. They can only fly so fast, and they can't fly as fast as most people can run. So the number one thing to do is if you get attacked by bees is haul ass.
And then pull out that straw and jump into the pool.
Yeah, just haul ass. Eventually the bees will give up. They won't be able to smell the pheromone anymore. And then, and of course, get inside as quickly as possible. But that's exactly what happens. Once one stings you and they leave that stinger in you, that stinger sends out an aroma. And that is an alarm aroma that tells the entire hive that whatever that thing is in is causing us problems, and you need to go and add yours to it. And that's exactly what happened.
Everything is about protecting the queen.
That's exactly right. And that's how you get rid of bees, or that's if you're attacked by bees, that's what you do.
Wow.
Have you ever been hit by a bunch of them?
Not by a bunch, but I've gotten stung. There's a couple of things that you keep throwing out that I feel like...
I love this.
What's going on here?
Okay, buddy, hit me.
I agree. Yeah, run from bees. But I think if a bee really wanted to, I just looked up the Western honeybee top speed.
Okay.
20 miles an hour.
That's pretty quick.
It's pretty quick.
Yeah, but what they're saying is it's not necessarily the idea of outrunning them like it's a track star thing, but making it more difficult for them to sting you. In other words, catching up and stinging you is going to be more difficult for them to do, and they will probably stop.
I'd like to think that in the bee's mind, it's like, oh, we're attacking this guy. Where'd he go? Whatever. Let's go this way instead. Right. Like it's not necessarily filled with a bunch of thought processes.
Yeah, no, I don't believe so either. But once they lose that aroma or that smell, they're going to stop, I believe.
And another thing, I think I've said this before. I feel like I could outrun a gator.
Well, you can for a short period. But, I mean, have you ever seen them run, like, straight out, like, right up front? I mean, they for about 40... Yeah.
Just looked up the speed of an alligator.
Yeah, for about 40 feet or so, they could run like 15 miles an hour or something, right?
Now, this is a standard alligator. Once again, 20 miles an hour.
Yeah.
This is just straight up, standard Google. I'm not going on like alligator.org research.
That's not alligator plaid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just normal alligator.
This is normal alligator.
20 miles an hour. It's a really short period of time, but they can move that fast. Because when you see them launch out after prey, dude, that first, 15 feet is no joke. It's like a rocket.
See, that's how I feel about bees. I feel like in the beginning, stage 1 of a bee attack is like, whoa, way too quick. I can't outrun that.
No. But if you get hit once, that's the thing you need to realize. If you've been stung one time, and you know it.
Yeah.
And you know it, because it hurts.
They're coming.
They're coming. So you need to realize once you're stung one time, you're already telling these things to sting you more. So you just got to go. Just make it as difficult as possible.
And then also, I mean, there's other reports of alligators can run up to 40 miles an hour within a short distance.
I don't know about all that. I think for the first 20 or 30 feet or so, they can be pretty sketchy. But I don't know outside of 40 or 50 feet how effective they're going to be.
Russ, would you be interested in racing an alligator?
We can make that happen.
If it was a foot race, and I am safe, I would out race a gator for entertainment purposes.
Do we know anybody?
Safe is a subjective term. What do you need to feel safe?
A wall.
Okay, well.
Between me and the gator.
Well, if you reach it in time, there will be a wall.
Yeah. You can jump right over it.
That's what you're running
And then we have to. And then this gator isn't going to know what's up.
See, I think a gator in the wild is going to be way more aggro.
That's why you have to also hold a raw chicken.
Yeah. Exactly. Let them know you mean business. Are there any other animals that there are rules like that? Like dogs, there's no rule for dogs, right? And you got to remember, we probably should know what to do if you get attacked by a pack of wild dogs. What do you do?
Poke them in the eye.
That's where I would literally roll into a ball, protect your ears and your eyes, and because there is no fighting back. Unless you have a gun on you, there is no fighting back. And that mob mentality, a pack of dogs is a terrifying prospect.
Can I tell you, Deborah, I think just two of them. I think just two dogs the right size would be horrifying.
Yes.
I don't know about that roll up in a ball thing, though, man.
I don't know what else you can do if you don't have quick access to a weapon that would be able to absolutely, knock them on their ass. They're going to tear you up.
Try to get up high, right? Jump on a car or something. But I mean, what if you're somewhere where you can't get up high and get away from them? What do? What's the best thing?
You start carrying nunchucks.
Yeah.
Mace.
What about, I would think you would want to protect your neck and all your vital, as much as you can protect your eyes. You wouldn't want to get bit in the throat.
So you're going all defense. You're not going for the dog's eyes.
Well, buddy,
I will rip a pupil out of a Pomeranian.
I think that any time you're getting attacked, you're going to try to fight back a little bit. But I mean, if you have two dogs coming at you and they're biting you, you're firstly trying not to get bitten. And secondly, trying to fight back and get away. I mean, I don't think you're turning around and saying, let's see what you got, dog. I don't think it's come get this smoke, dog. I don't think it's like that.
Real Mobile 77031 Texter says you poke them in the butthole. But that would be an interesting visual of you being bit, trying to line up the shot.
Yeah.
To kind of distract them.
Like the astronauts trying to go to the bathroom?
Yeah. So now
who do you poke in the butthole?
The dog.
Oh.
Yeah. Let's not say that a whole lot.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're in that frenzied state. I'm not putting any fingers or hands out.
Do not take that seriously.
Yeah, no.
Let's rule that out. No one's doing that.
I'm just jabbing eyes. That's all I'm trying to do is take out eyes or break a leg. I'm just trying to grab a leg and break it so they can't move. Anything like that.
Take them out at their knees.
Yeah, just seriously, just grab a leg and break it. Like break it. I mean, if you're going to do it, if you're getting attacked, just grab a leg and break it. That's what you do. Seriously, I mean, what do you do? What else? That thing's like a bite machine coming at your neck.
Exactly. You're not going to get to their eyes. Their snout.
No, they're going to be biting your hand. You're going to have to pull back a nub.
Exactly. That's why I say
you know what you can't poke an eye out with? just your wrist.
Right.
Internet is saying aim for the eyes, ribs, and groin.
Yeah.
Oh, so the same rules apply.
Oh, yeah. You ever see that video of that bear racking himself?
Yeah, it's great.
That's one of the funniest things of all time.
You're kidding.
No, he's scratching his back against a pole or something, and there's a piece of cane or something, and it comes down and slaps him right in it, like perfect.
Right.
Oh man,
What happens?
He drops to the ground, starts writhing around. I'm laughing. Oh, I'm just laughing. It's the greatest.
Bear gets wrapped.
He's rubbing it all over the dirt.
If a dog is lashed onto your arm, you attack its eyes with your thumbs.
Yeah, that's what you
hit
gotta
it
do.
with a good old 28 days
That's
later.
right. You got to create more pain than it's you got to do that.
Is that what GPT says?
That is not ChatGPT. That is old school, boring ass Google.
Oh, boring ass Google.
Old school Google.
Bag.
Old Google might as well be the phone book, huh?
Yeah.
Old Google.
Oh my God, it's worthless now.
I mean, I don't know. I think I could outrun a gator. I think Jack could outrun a gator.
Whoa!
You think you could outrun a rabbit?
No.
You think you could outrun me?
Can I tell you? Do you think you could outrun your Pomeranian?
No.
I cannot There's no way I could outrun my 10-pound Shorkie.
Yeah, so
I could not do it.
I could outrun my Papillon because she's, in her, her last couple of years here.
Yeah.
But the other dog, no chance.
Do you
That dog
think-
is very fast.
Are you the fastest person on the show?
I am the fastest person on the show. I am. I'll do it. Oh, I want that. Make a trophy.
Are you the fastest person at the station?
God. Okay, now what distance are we talking? Because I
Like a
immediately
dash.
think about Angelique.
Like a dash, like 60 yards, 50-yard dash, something like that. Do you think you're the fastest person at Real Radio?
Angelique's a dancer.
Yeah, but
she's
also,
very athletic.
Yeah, she's working out.
I mean, Carlos was an athlete? Yeah, it's funny, right? It's funny. I was watching the Nuts video.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah, we're trying to do the show. She's laughing at bear nuts.
Yeah. I'm over here thinking that I'm killing it.
Yeah.
Does she know we're doing the show?
She has no idea.
I do, but you guys are talking about running and exercising and all that stuff.
You're
So I
checked
started
out.
to watch a bear rack himself in the nuts.
Jack, are you fast? Are you fleet-footed?
No, I am not.
Okay.
No.
Okay, that's
Okay,
a
a little,
answer.
a little defensive.
I got a
about
bad
it.
knee. I mean, I never was very fleet-footed, but I do have a bad knee, but I would give it a shot. I think you could outrun Russ. I think you could outrun Angel. Ryan Holmes?
I think I got Ryan.
You think so, huh?
I think so.
Sean? C-Lane? I think you got both of those guys.
Yeah, easy.
Savvy?
Yeah.
You think you got Savvy, huh?
I want this. Make this happen. Just get me a medal or something.
Tom? Do Tom and Dan, can we put them in there?
Yeah, sure. Dan's probably quick. He's working out a lot.
I think Tom is a little faster than you think, maybe.
Really?
Yeah, he's,
Just saying.
Look at him sitting up in his chair. He wants this so bad.
I want it, man. I
You
love
want to be
a
the
good-
fastest guy at Real Radio?
Yeah.
How about-
Listen how cool that title sounds.
How about Slade?
I mean,
You
he
think
is
you can-
jacked.
Oh, he is, and he's tall. That
He's
stride.
really in shape.
Yeah, he's real good shape.
Let's bring back the Olympics. They were the intern Olympics back in the 90s,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
let's find a dog track. Do they still have them
Oh,
in
yeah,
Florida?
No. We
Damn it.
We
Oh,
dozed those.
got canceled.
All right, 407-916-1041. You can text us at 77031. Feeling that, huh, Ross?
I mean, you don't think you could outrun a gator? I guess every gator I see is just
Buddy, when
they're not in race mode.
Can I tell you, when adrenaline kicks in, I think I can outrun a lot of stuff. If I'm running for my life, I think I'm going to give it my best shot. That's for damn sure.
Think you could outrun your wife?
Yes, I think I could. That's a close
She
one
scare
too.
you that much?
That's a close one too, though. She'd just shoot. She would just shoot. She wouldn't bother with running. She's like Deb. Just pull it out and rip it.
So much easier.
All right, it is, isn't it? All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031.
Watch it bleed out without having to breathe hard.
Okay, you can stop.
Yeah, too many details on that last part. A little weird.
All right, back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
You text us at 77031 and we say it on the air. Sometimes. We might even give you credit. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your hot and steamy Central Florida forecast. Afternoon highs will be soaring to the low 90s today across the entire viewing area. We're talking our inland counties all the way to the East Coast, but mainly after 2 o'clock today, we could be seeing some scattered showers and thunderstorms at about 40% coverage, and rain chances do continue to rise. Tomorrow is a Fox 35 storm alert day, so do remember to stay weather aware.
This report is sponsored by SeaWorldOrlando.com/jobs.
Lifeguards can earn a $1,000 sign-on bonus at Aquatica. Come to an open call swim test every Thursday in April from 5 to 7 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Visit SeaWorldOrlando.com/jobs to apply today.
Man, oh man, if you have a terrible bathroom in your house, and God almighty, I know it, I've had them before, it just really makes your whole house feel different, right? Just not solid. And of course, when it comes time for birthday parties or graduation parties like we're having right now, you can't have it at your house. You're so embarrassed that guest bathroom just isn't really where you want it. That's the good thing about Rebath. These guys can really rip all of that apart and give you a bathroom you're going to be proud of, really have those events at your house from now on. And it's easy. You just visit their showroom, 436 up in Altamont, right across from Kobe. Very easy to find. And you'll walk in and see some models set up. Then you'll start talking to their staff there and realize those models are just to show you what the products look like. Every single bathroom that Rebath has ever installed is a custom bathroom. The models are there just to show you what the products look like as they're put together so you can get an idea of what design you want. And even better, they have a design team to help you out with that part. Because if you're like me, no clue whatsoever when it comes to design. These guys can do it, and they have the products to bring it to life right there. Hop on board and book your appointment today. Your new bathroom's right there in Altamont at rebathmidfla.com.
If there's anything better than getting a few of your favorite things from McDonald's, it's getting a few of your favorite things from McDonald's for less in the McDonald's app. Delicious. Order in the McDonald's app today. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Use mobile order and pay on the McD app and get 30% off any purchase of $5 or more, like a steak, egg, and cheese bagel meal. At participating McDonald's, valid once a day through 12/31/23, excludes tax, must opt into rewards.
The McCafe Oreo Frappe has altered my brain chemistry. It's got tasty mocha, a hint of coffee, and Oreo cookie pieces. All of this deliciousness is blended with ice, then covered in whipped topping and even more Oreo cookie pieces. Whoa, that's cold. Brain Frappe! Hurry, the McCafe Oreo Frappe is back for a limited time. Use the McDonald's app and get 20% off your order of $1 or more. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid 5/1/23 through 12/31/23 at participating McDonald's. Valid one time per day until supplies last. Oreo is a trademark of Mondelez International Group used under license.
It's Jeep 4x4 season. Make your next adventure epic and hurry in now for great deals. Now, while qualified returning FCA lessees get a low-mileage lease on the 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo 4x2 for $369 a month for 24 months with $2,999 due at signing. Tax, title, license extra. No security deposit required. Call 1-888-925-JEEP for details. Requires dealer contribution, at least through Ally Financial. Current lease must end by 6/3/24. Extra charge for miles over 20,000. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 5/31/23. Jeep is a registered trademark.
Welcome to Pollo Tropical. Would you like to try our new coconut shrimp?
Coconut shrimp, coconut shrimp, shrimp and the coconut. Coconut shrimp, coconut shrimp.
Coco y camarón.
Pollo is serving up perfectly golden, sweet, and savory coconut shrimp in a bowl, platter, or on the side with our pineapple rum sauce. We're going coconuts for the all-new coconut shrimp, only at Pollo Tropical.
Coconut shrimp, coco y camarón.
Hear new music first on your free iHeartRadio app.
This is Lars. James from Metallica here. And this is iHeartRadio.
What's up? This is Mike Shinoda from Linkin Park.
We're the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah. The free iHeartRadio app is where the biggest stars in the world connect with you. Download it today.
There are more identity threats than you realize. Even if you monitor your credit, only a little personal info needs to leak out, like your social security number or password,
For you to become a victim.
LifeLock alerts you to threats you could miss. If your identity is stolen, a dedicated US-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS. Go to lifelock.com.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Get this. Joey and me were supposed to go to this concert next week, right? But then something terrible happened. Joey was driving without a seatbelt. But he didn't wreck. No, he got pulled over. Now Joey has to pay for a seatbelt ticket instead of a concert ticket, and I have to go by myself. How lame is that? So Joey, if you're out there, you're an idiot. Wear your seatbelt or you'll get a ticket.
All across the country, cops are cracking down. Click it or ticket, day and night.
Funded by the Florida Department of Transportation.
In St. Augustine, Ponte Vedra, it might feel like there's not enough time to take everything in. Because once you're done exploring 42 miles of pristine coast, marveling at historical architecture, and enjoying world-class food, it'll be time to check out and head home. But that's okay. You can always stay just one more day. Visit FloridasHistoricCoast.com to learn more. It's about time.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com. Real
Radio 104.1.
You're listening to
Hey,
the
guys,
Jim
great show.
Colbert Show.
It's been my experience with a few instances I've had that once you know you're going to get bit or hit with whatever's coming in an animal or even a person, is accept the fact that the hurt's coming and go for the eyes. No animal wants to have its eyes gouged out. Surf pup out.
You know what? I'm not even going to fact check that. I agree. No animal wants to have their eyes gouged out.
Talk about a hot take.
We got a lot of
that guy's really teetering on the plank on that one, huh?
We got a lot of talkback tips on what to do in an animal attack, so we can play those over to the next couple rejoins. But also, Daryl Payne from Pawfection Dog Training reached out to say next Wednesday during Animal House he'd be happy to discuss the topic as well.
Yeah, would love to do that. That's very interesting because really, and I was joking about the whole idea of, we only have 2 animals we have that rule for. It's gators and bears. But nobody ever says, hey, what happens if you get, and there are plenty of other animals that could attack you that you encounter, like a hog. Like what happens if a hog comes at you? Because I don't know if you know this, there are tons of hogs, feral hogs in Central Florida, and they are mean, territorial, and very, very dangerous. What happens when a hog charges you? A warthog with big-ass tusks that could take you out. Have you ever seen one of those things get somebody? Have you ever seen injuries from it?
No.
Why don't you Google...
You want me to YouTube a hog tragedy?
Google hog tragedy. That could come up a lot of ways, but you got to be very careful there. Why don't you Google like hog attack, like an image of it, and see what they do.
When hogs attack.
Dude, these things...
I'm on your YouTube, and I just saw your search history again.
It's terrible.
Oh, good.
It's terrible.
Eurovision winner.
Yeah. I was going to play it on the air yesterday, but I got punked out. It's not even a YouTube thing. It could be just a still photo. But what happens is this.
I'm YouTubing hog attack because of you.
And you, but if you have, like, you're out there in hunting jeans or, just jeans, hunting or whatever, or even pants that are supposed to be pretty stiff, those things, the tusk, it's like a can opener. They just stick it in you and they're so strong. I mean, it's just bad news, dude. They'll open you up like nothing. Just fillet you. Yeah, I don't know what to do if a hog attacks me. I would have no idea. Just get it in a tree, I guess, and hold on for dear life. I mean, things have to be 150, 200 pounds.
Some pretty big hogs out there.
Oh, yeah, dude. There's some giant hogs out there.
I would just poop and pray.
Yeah.
You should change your license plate to that.
Poop and pray.
Yeah, P&P, baby.
One of my biggest fears when it comes to the animal kingdom is just big cats.
Yeah, but you don't run into those very much.
Yeah.
And usually they would be pretty tame. I mean, to get attacked by like a panther would be really, really rare.
Because cats are so fast.
Yeah,
Now imagine it just bigger. Ugh.
Bobcats, it would be enough. I mean, you don't want to mess with one of those things, and they only get to be like 20 or 30 pounds, and they are a whole bunch of hurt. Okay, we don't need that. How about an otter?
Oh.
What happens if you're swimming in one of these lakes and a freshwater river otter comes at you? What do?
You can't drown them.
You can't.
They're going to win that.
And they're gnarly.
Yeah, they can
They
be.
are gnarly.
They're cute.
They're so cute.
Yeah, they are
They
cute.
form a jug band.
Cute like a leopard seal.
Yeah, but they act like they have like really small male parts.
Why do you say that?
They got like this weird Napoleon syndrome thing. There's otters at this lake that I always go to, and every time I see them, I'm always like, oh, super cute, but 30 feet away.
Well, a man was attacked by 20 otters. This was back in 2021. Singapore resident was hospitalized after a bizarre attack in which he was accosted by a gang of otters. They reportedly bit him. He said, quote, "I thought I was going to die."
Yeah, man, they're nasty, and they get way bigger than you believe. They're way bigger than you think. The ones that were in the lake that we lived on, the big one, the male, had to be 10, 15 pounds at least. And it's like that tail, it looks like a baseball bat of meat.
Do you think ghosts feel shame? Do you think a ghost could be embarrassed? Because if I died by a pack of otters, I am feeling shame in, the next world.
There was an otter attack at Blue Springs. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah, I do.
A rabid otter came up at the springs and attacked a swimmer that was swimming at the state park.
A rabid one?
I think it was rabid, was it not?
That's even worse.
I think it was. I think if you look that story up, it was right there in Blue Springs. A rabid otter came up into the spring and actually attacked somebody swimming there.
But man, what a cool animal.
Doing it on your YouTube.
Yeah, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Why don't you just log out of my YouTube?
Yeah.
There's no reason for you to have my... Why don't you just log out of that? No reason for you to be on my YouTube. Log out.
There actually is.
No, there's not.
I have a really good one. It's the only way I can post the question of the day in the YouTube chat.
He's got you.
I tried
terrible.
logging in as me and it didn't work. I have to log in as you.
I guess I'll just have to watch what I watch on YouTube then. Well, don't look at the 2 murder videos either.
I'm not the one who checks your history folder. I just add to it.
Well, he's busted my ass on this a number of times
Ross
before.
is the
I'm
one,
so self-conscious now. I go to a different page to look at YouTube now because I know Ross is up there looking at it.
A different page to look up YouTube.
Like, just a one where I'm not logged in, so you can't see it.
Oh, okay.
I learned how to do that online.
Can I expose you on another one?
Okay, which one?
Why'd you YouTube Jason Segel? You spelled LeBron wrong.
What?
You did you YouTube Jason Segel LabRon James?
No, I don't know what that is.
That might have been me. I don't know.
Okay. I did Eurovision.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I forget what else. Stupid stuff. I YouTube the dumbest stuff.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, so dumb. All right, 407-916-1041. You can text us at 77031.
Wow, this rabid otter attack took place in 2004.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jim was like, that happened like 6 months ago.
Was it really that long ago? There's no way it was that long ago.
It was.
Was it really?
Uh-huh.
Oh, there has to be another one. There has to be another one. It wasn't that long ago, I'm telling you. There's no way. It was 20 years ago. Deborah, please tell me it was no way. Tell me. Please tell me. I'm waiting for it.
I'm sorry.
You didn't say it, though.
I can't.
I'm begging. There's a new TV show coming, and it could be the greatest thing ever.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Don't you dare give it up. It could, listen.
It's a golden story.
Okay, I've never watched this show. Never once ever. And it's been on a while. It's a variation of that show, and I think they have a winner. I'll tell you what it is next and see if you're going to be interested.
It's back. The 2023 Orlando International Fringe Theater Festival, May 16th through the 29th in Lock Haven Park. Learn how to fringe now at orlandofringe.org.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Looking at a slow ride this afternoon in the Orlando area, eastbound between 536 and Central Florida Parkway and between OBT and South Street. Looking at a good ride if you need to take Florida's Turnpike north or southbound today. Traffic up to speed on both the Beach Line as well as on the Greenway. Be on the lookout for accident activity reported on Alafaya Trail near I-4. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Insperity, providing scalable HR services, access to better benefits, payroll, and HR technology for over 35 years. Insperity's mission is to help businesses succeed so communities prosper. Insperity, HR that makes a difference. Visit Insperity.com.
It's a fact when it comes to your health, early detection saves lives. There's zero question about it. Also a fact, 1 out of 3 people in our country will die from heart disease, and in the craziest thing, 30 to 40% of those heart attacks, the very first symptom just happens to be sudden death. The good news, though, you don't have to be a statistic. You can take advantage of the free heart scan I'm doing with my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. That is a $699 value, but it has so much more value than that. Have an idea of having what could be wrong, issues that you could look out for that you maybe not even know you have right now. That's what happened with my mom and my uncle. My uncle never smoked a cigarette in his life, died of lung cancer, undiagnosed. If maybe the scan would have happened for him, could have bought him some time to get that proper medical treatment. That can happen for you as well. And while you're there, you're going to ask about their cancer screening. Just pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, keyword free heart scan. That's easy. Just pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan, and you'll be connected in seconds. Don't wait another minute. Make that very important appointment today. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Managing healthcare for yourself, your kids, your aging parents, it's a lot to keep track of everything. Now you have help. Welcome to Village Medical, a whole new kind of primary care that's a lot more caring. Here your doctor really gets to know your family's needs and coordinates all their visits, labs, even prescriptions. Plus, you can make same-day appointments or schedule video or at-home visits, all covered by most insurance. It sounds different because it is different. Go to villagemedical.com and become a patient today.
Let's cross, stuck in, Kyra! Oh, what a goal!
Orlando City returns home this week, taking on New York City Football Club on Wednesday, May 17th at 7:30 p.m., presented by Dex Imaging. Tune in on FM 96.9 The Game and watch on any device on the Apple TV app. Dex Imaging, the world's biggest business solutions provider of copiers and printers. Dex Imaging helps businesses do business better. Check us out online at deximaging.com.
The IRS has just received $80 billion in funding to hire additional agents for aggressive collections enforcement. If you owe the IRS, now is the time to take action before the IRS comes after you or your business. There is no time to waste. Call J. David Tax Law, a firm right here in Orlando, for a no-cost consultation at 407-603-3962. That's 407-603-3962. Or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
Do you know the sound Duncan Iced makes? Of course you do. It's that sound of the ice randomly yet rhythmically shaking around the cup, creating the soundtrack to a perfect summer. And summer sure does sound good. Try Duncan Refreshers iced coffee, cold brew, and lattes. America runs on Duncan.
The Orlando Fringe Festival is back May 16th through the 29th. This isn't just a theater festival. It's 2 weeks of live entertainment, including unique theater experiences, free entertainment on the outdoor stage, visual art displays, plus kid-friendly shows. Join Real Radio in a celebration of independent artists at this year's Orlando Fringe Festival. 100% of the ticket sales go directly to the artists. Orlando Fringe Festival May 16th through the 29th. Go to orlandofringe.org for tickets and info.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Haley, quote, "Navage is the best thing I bought. I love it. My nose feels so clear now and I can breathe. I've been struggling with a stuffy nose for weeks. I bought Navage and it's amazing." Or this one. "I use Navage every night, could not imagine life without it. I have 5 cats, and before I found Navage, I was a clogged mess. Now I breathe so much better." Unquote. Those are 2 of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
When you have this many certified pre-owned vehicles, you don't just have a one-day sale. You have Memorial Day deals all month. Hurry to Sutherland Nissan Orlando. All certified pre-owned inventory and all used cars and trucks have huge Memorial Day savings today. Get yours before someone else does. Rush to Sutherland Nissan Orlando. Click OrlandoNissan.com.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Preventive maintenance on all brands, and that saves you money and can detect an upcoming breakdown. Visit millsair.com.
Central Florida's most accurate forecast is on West 2 First Warning Weather.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch at The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
So I thought I heard Savannah say on the Monsters one time that running zigzag is kind of a myth. Since they do have that first initial speed, you're just supposed to run straight and get the heck out of there. Don't run zigzag, because you run zigzag, they're going to catch up to you and get you. Also, dogs in a fight, stick the finger up their butt.
Okay. God
I
almighty.
believe that is the weapon.
Again, man, I mean,
Keep that one in your arsenal.
do you stop and think? Like, this thing is gnawing on my larynx. I don't know if I'm going to grab its tail and go, well, this should work. I hope this works.
And, I mean, who knows? Some of those dogs might be like,
that's right.
All right, what's up?
That's what that's why I bit you, player.
Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Jack is here.
What?
Ross is as well.
Let's get it.
This show's been on the air for a very long time. And to be honest with you, I cannot believe it took them this long to do it because it's a great idea. The Bachelor is going to make a small change. What do you think is going to happen, guys? I think Deb knows.
Down syndrome people.
No, nobody with Down syndrome, but they've already done that.
Really?
Yeah, they get Love on the Spectrum.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah,
We watched an episode of that.
But that's not the same as The Bachelor. Bachelor is ruthless.
Yeah, no, but Love on the Spectrum was a good show, actually. It was actually, there's a couple episodes that were a little tear-jerking, to be honest with you.
It was very informative.
And The Bachelor is kind of like, even the fans, I think, look at it as, not the greatest TV, but that's why you like it.
Right. They call it unscripted reality, but in reality, we know it's very scripted.
And just a free piece of advice, if they go down the route of Down syndrome Bachelor, everybody has to be Down syndrome.
Right, yeah, that's not the case, though. It's not Down syndrome. Jack, do you know?
Their parents are part of it as well.
Oh, man, that is a great idea. That's not it exactly.
Not as good as my idea, but...
Want to take another shot, Ross, before we get to it? It's not Downs. It's not the parents per se.
Amputees.
Not amputees, man.
Best friend. Their buddy. You have a wingman.
Do you see the difference between your guesses and Jack's guesses?
I'm
Jack's
being
trying to
for
win,
real.
and you're not being for real. You think ABC television is going to put an amputee dating show on? You really believe that?
I think,
say yes or no. Do you really believe that ABC television is going to put an amputee dating show in prime time?
Do I think?
That's the question.
I think there's a possibility.
There's no possibility. It's senior citizens.
What?
I was not that far off.
Jack actually was closer. The Golden Bachelor will be coming to your television soon as ABC extends the Bachelor idea into senior citizens. Now, they don't ask or they don't answer a lot of questions about the show. Like I don't know what the parameters are for the age. What would you think it would have to be if it's considered a senior? 65?
At minimum.
Yeah, I would think you have to be able to get Social Security, right?
At least.
Yeah. I'd say probably 70 and up.
No, I'd say 65. I think 65 is considered senior, right? Is that senior?
It'll be a novelty. The ratings will diminish in the first season, and they'll never do it again.
I disagree.
Or is it 55 and plus?
No way, it's 55. 55 is definitely not a senior citizen. Do you understand me? Jack
very clearly, I understand.
Jack
you.
also, I'll speak for Jack here. He also agrees with me.
Yeah, it keeps moving up.
Yeah, it does.
It's an
It's
all
gotta be
new,
like 80 now, right?
all new unscripted series. One hopeless romantic is given a second chance at love in the search for a partner with whom to share the sunset years of their life. The women arriving at the mansion have a lifetime of experience through love, loss, and laughter, hoping for that spark that ignites a future full of endless possibilities. In the end, our golden man will turn the page and start a new chapter with the woman of his dreams. Can I tell you, I've never watched one total episode of The Bachelor. I think my wife watched it for the first year. I maybe saw a couple episodes.
There it is.
A little bit like that, like years ago. How long have things been on the air? Like 10, 15 years, hasn't it?
I think longer.
Yeah. So with that said, I will watch this. I find this more interesting because the people are going to be more genuine. Like these older people, they got no airs. They're 65 years old. Their body's done this stuff. Their hair and face have done this stuff. There's going to be no hiding any of that. It's just going to be, here it is, wrinkles, everything.
It'll be interesting, too, because of the level of life experience and relationship experience versus watching The Bachelor now when it's a bunch of, I mean, and quite honest,
idiots.
they're kids.
Yeah.
They're kids in their early 20s.
I think it's a one-off because you're right. It will be more interesting and what they're saying. However, what it lacks is dumb, pretty people. People like watching pretty people on TV. The sex appeal. Are they doing? Are they not? You don't want to imagine your grandparents doing it.
I disagree wholeheartedly. They're already talking about this thing. What's that thing where they go in there and
the
hot tub?
There's a room.
The romance suite or something like that.
Oh,
the honeymoon suite.
I like that idea, dude. I love this idea. Don't you want to see like
old people bumping uglies?
No. You're watching.
I know a link. I got one.
It's in Jim's history file.
Yeah, you just found
do you
it
want
on
it in your
YouTube.
search history?
You found it in YouTube. Yeah, go ahead and load it up for him so you can watch it later when he gets home.
You're watching people with a life of experience try to navigate dating and stuff and being on television and their kids are going to have input. They're going to be watching it. That's something different. Like that doesn't happen on The Bachelor. I think this is going to be fascinating. And can I tell you something? I believe it's going to nurture more actual feelings toward the people than the other one because, like Deb said, those people they put on that, they're insipid, vapid idiots.
Yes.
These people will be more cultured and they've had life experience and they won't be flying off the handle. And I'm sure they're going to mix it up so there's a bunch of interesting people in there. But I think to me, this concept is way more interesting than The Bachelor.
This is the thing we say on an intellectual level because we want to appear like we're cool with it. But you like watching horrible, pretty people do horrible things.
I don't.
And
got a
that's
link.
sex.
That doesn't
I got a
interest
link.
me in the. Come on, man.
I'm just saying. I have an entire group chat.
I
that
don't
we
need your
just-
group chat or your link. I'm not interested in watching old people do it. I'm
Sign
just
them up.
saying.
I'm gonna add you.
Sign them up.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question.
Hold on.
Let me ask all you a question. If your mother, Kathy Paget,
Yeah.
if your mother was on a dating show on this show,
Yes.
or your brother was on a dating show on this show,
On this show.
like we did a dating show with Chase Paget and we did a dating show with Kathy Paget.
Yeah.
Which do you think will be more interesting? Your mom is going to be way more interesting. And that would be the way with any of it's more interesting.
That's tough. His mom is a unique bird. She is a firecracker.
You're telling me the producers from ABC can't find some Kathy Pagets out there? Come on,
there's
man.
only one.
This is going to be great. You're right. There is only one.
Well, it's going to be hard for my mom to get onto ABC because I don't think she trusts ABC.
Yeah, but here's the thing: they're just going to leave a trail.
You know what I'm
They're going to
saying?
leave a trail of Hardys from Phoenix to New York.
Yeah. She's about that. She loves some Hardys. But so I'm not sure if we actually confirmed the age. It is 65 plus.
Yeah, somebody said something on the texting service that the casting call was 65 and up.
It is 65 and up. And I also learned that before every other season with The Bachelor, the age requirement was 38 and below.
Yeah.
So if you're 38 to 65, you're still
you're looking for a dating show.
You're still waiting for your own Bachelor.
Would you go on that show?
If I was single,
if you were single, would you go on that show?
Yes, I would go. Yes,
Just
I
'cause?
would not believe in it. I would go into it as a skeptic, but let me get that on my resume. Let me have that story to tell.
Would you go in there thinking, no way possible, I'm going to be conned into a relationship on a television show? And you would just kind of play the role, almost like going to a condo pitch so you get the free cruise?
Yeah, I mean, I don't rule it out, but I know that whoever wins and I'm supposed to be with them, that our first date hasn't happened.
Yeah. Deb, would you do that? If the producers came to you and said, we're going to do a dating show around you, you're the focus, we're going to bring in 15 uniquely qualified men to vie for your hand.
Hell no.
You wouldn't do that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I don't know. Maybe I'd do it.
You wouldn't? Why wouldn't you do it?
I would do the senior version. I wouldn't do it as a young man. I would do it as a senior version. Because I think it's embarrassing, man. Those people act like complete fools.
New question. Who looks older?
God dang it.
Jim? or any contestant on this show.
Look, they should throw me up there just for a sideways. Like, this guy, you think this guy's 65. I got a big issue for you, mama. He ain't. He ain't. We put this guy in a cryogenic chamber for 10 years.
Yeah, he's got Austin Powers syndrome.
Right, exactly. Crazy thing, he's actually 80.
65? But why wouldn't you guys do that,
Buddy, let me tell you, Martha looks pretty good at 81. Would you?
Oh, my gosh.
So if you're telling me they could roll Martha out there at 81 years old, you can't find this. Buddy, I'll tell you right now, I could roll some 65-year-olds in right now that'd bend you in half.
And
they're
not
gorgeous women.
I know Martha Stewart is gorgeous, but what you are looking at when you see a photo of Martha Stewart is not 81 years old.
That's an undoctored photograph from a woman who doesn't care about how she looks to the national public.
Nailed it.
No question.
She looks great. Whatever she's done, nailing it. But not that long ago, her neck kind of looked like, my elbow.
I got to say, that one piece is a little cowardly.
It's definitely...
She should have gone in there two-piece if she really wants to prove something.
Yeah.
Should have gotten in there in a two-piece.
You first.
No, I'm not doing that.
But why wouldn't you...
okay. I'm not the one asking to be on the magazine.
But do you think... You said that you wouldn't join the show because you think it's embarrassing.
It would be embarrassing, yeah.
But it's... People should know that, producers are getting what they want.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
Paid.
Do you think that most people watching that show wondering if Stan's going to get the love of his life if the producers are whispering lines into his ear? No. I think with Jack, Jack's right a little bit like that. They want to see really pretty people acting dumb. I mean, these women that come on this show and the things that the things they do to usurp their own integrity to get the fancy of a guy that is going to be with somebody else the next night or that night. And God only knows what's going on. Man, in a million years, you think I could try to date somebody and I know that 20 minutes after I leave, they're going to be hooking up with some other guy? Hard pass for Jim. Hard pass.
But you get a rose.
I don't...
They give you roses, man. I like that part.
He makes a good point.
Who gets the final rose? Right? Isn't that something like that?
Mm-hmm.
I like that part.
Yeah. The rose ceremony?
Yeah.
When it ends.
Oh, yeah, right. All right, 407-916-1041. It doesn't even say when it starts. I guess it's coming soon, though.
Let's go.
I'm down, man. I'm ready. I'll watch it. I'm going to watch the hell out of it. You
down.
Get ready. I'm telling you about every episode. Spoilers.
Yeah, I wonder if they're still going to be portrayed as vapid and still inexperienced. Because that'll be really weird if you see one of these male contestants go yeah, I think this slaps. They're just trying to hypnotize it.
And the funny thing is, you'll learn. I mean, these, more than likely, these women are going to be grandmothers. They're going to be moms. They're going to have, some of them may not have kids. Those are the things that will come into play that are weird. Like, you look at the regular Bachelor, it's odd for them to have a kid.
Yeah.
This one is going to be odd if you don't have kids.
How many widows?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
the widow story is going to be a tearjerker.
Yeah.
Never even thought about that.
There's going to be some widows.
How about the Bachelor himself? What's his story?
I don't know.
You'd be like a Sam Elliott character, like a rough and tumble guy, or more of like a Wall Street banker, or more of like an international playboy kind of dude?
More of a former president.
Yeah.
This
Maybe
one,
like that,
the next one.
There you go. All right, 407
They're all in the right age bracket.
1041. You can text us at 77031. Scott Maxwell up next.
Winning Wednesdays happen every Wednesday on our Instagram page at Real Radio 1041 with a new prize available every Wednesday. Real Radio 1041 on Instagram is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Looking at a slow ride this afternoon in the Orlando area, eastbound between 536 and Central Florida Parkway and between OBT and South Street. Looking at a good ride if you need to take Florida's Turnpike north or southbound today. Traffic up to speed on both the beach line as well as on the Greenway. Be on the lookout for accident activity reported on Alafaya Trail near I-4. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Wawa's new Rechargers are handcrafted energy drinks to help you power through your day. Made the way you want, iced or frozen, with natural sources of caffeine. Get energy for every day. Gotta have a Wawa.
The Jim Colbert Show question of the day is now available. Twitter, YouTube chat, Facebook group for gym members. Go, let us know what you think there. We'll talk about it at the end of the program. It's brought to you by myhomebuildersnetwork.com. That is the website you go to when you're looking for Mike the Home Builder. And that is the guy you need when it comes to getting a new roof on your home. Maybe it's gutters, maybe it's windows, maybe it's doors. There's a lot Mike can do, and you find him at myhomebuildersnetwork.com. Took care of my roof and gutters earlier this year. Did a fantastic job. We are talking great quality, great installation, great service, all for a fair price. Mike the Home Builder is a guy you can trust, a great guy. So, you someone local, someone you can trust. The website is myhomebuildersnetwork.com.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Wake up, people. You're optimizing every waking hour of your life, from carpooling kids to work to friends and everything in between. You have to get sleep and a bed that can perform as well as you do. Meet the next generation Sleep Number Smart Bed. It effortlessly adjusts to your shape, position, and movements, learning how you sleep, so you learn to sleep better, night after night. Sleep next level, only from Sleep Number. Save 50% on the Sleep Number Limited Edition Smart Bed, plus special financing. Ends Monday. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com. See store for details.
Just come out, just come out. The man when you're in trouble, car accidents, slips and falls, he's the only one that you should call. Just come out when you're injured on the go.
Orlando Attorney Mo DeWitt, sung by a non-attorney spokesperson.
It's Ram season, which means it's time to serve with Ram 1500, Ram 3500, and Ram TRX. Hurry in now for great deals on the trucks that are built to serve. Right now during Ram season, get 10% below MSRP on the purchase of a 2023 Ram 1500 Laramie. Not compatible with lease offers or with any other consumer incentive offers. Contact dealer for details. Take retail delivery by 5/31/23.
Life is full of ifs. If you see potential in every day, if you push for that promotion, and even bigger ifs like if you say, I do. If you can cash flow like a pro and get paid up to 2 days early, if you can safeguard against surprises and supercharge your savings, the if in life becomes less iffy. Regions Life Banking makes it possible. If you're interested.
Let's talk about the if in life. Regions Bank, embrace the if in life.
Regions Bank, member FDIC.
Here's how to avoid a top mistake in divorce. Text messages and social media posts can wind up in front of a judge. Act accordingly. Don't post like a fool. Divorce? Trendley Kramer Law. TK Law. OneFirmForLife.com.
If there's anything better than getting a few of your favorite things from McDonald's, it's getting a few of your favorite things from McDonald's for less in the McDonald's app. Delicious. Order in the McDonald's app today. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Use mobile order and pay on the McD app and get 30% off any purchase of $5 or more, like a steak, egg, and cheese bagel meal. At participating McDonald's, valid once a day through 12/31/23, excludes tax, must opt into rewards.
The McCafe Oreo Frappe has altered my brain chemistry. It's got tasty mocha, a hint of coffee, and Oreo cookie pieces. All of this deliciousness is blended with ice, then covered in whipped topping and even more Oreo cookie pieces. Whoa, that's cold. Brain Frappe! Hurry, the McCafe Oreo Frappe is back for a limited time. Use the McDonald's app and get 20% off your order of $1 or more. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid 5/1/23 through 12/31/23 at participating McDonald's. Valid one time per day until supplies last. Oreo is a trademark of Mondelez International Group used under license.
Hello, Floridians. Today's a good day to do great things. Yes! Like scheduling the dentist appointment you've been putting off for 2 years.
Oh, man.
Like finally fixing that creaky door that drives you crazy. Like getting that massage you definitely deserve.
Oh, yeah.
Or taking time to make sure that your air conditioner is ready to beat the heat all summer long. Do something great today, right now, by booking your $159 AC rejuvenation at CoolToday.com.
Call today, cool today, CoolToday.com.
Hi, Darcy the Cow here for Black Cow, the mature manure. It's time to start getting your flower and vegetable gardens off to a great start with Black Cow. Prepare new plant beds with a 1.5-inch layer of Black Cow in the area and then mix it in with the soil 6 inches deep. Black Cow is organic. Pick up the bright yellow bag and get growing.
Black Cow, the mature manure. Black Cow.
Hi, I'm Pastor Jeff Shreve, and I invite you to follow me as we pursue wisdom and peace through Pray.com's new podcast, Weekly Wisdom. Every week, we will embark on a journey through the Bible to discover encouraging truths and wisdom to last a lifetime. The Bible says wisdom is like a teacher standing at the gate, calling for us to hear her words before it's too late. Will you answer that call? Listen to Weekly Wisdom with Pastor Jeff Shreve on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcast.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
Four 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio. I am Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. Every Wednesday at 5:20, we invite this guy to drop by. He writes for the Orlando Sentinel. Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, you can read his words. He's important to our community. You guys give it up good and loud for Mr. Scott Maxwell.
Oh, yeah!
You can find him on Twitter at Scott_Maxwell. Scott, how you doing, buddy?
I am doing all right. I'm a little tired, but I made it. This is the highlight of the week. Always.
I told my wife, we just got a construction project done, and we've had some issues and blah, blah, blah. And I told my wife, I said, listen, Scott has had a tough week. And she's like, what? I said, well, I said, take a seat. Here's some wine.
Are you ready for this?
There's more.
Yeah, that's right. You know. But
there's more?
I forgot. No, you're right. But I don't think I told you. The last thing to go wrong happened as we got off the call last week.
Exactly. So here's what happened. Scott calls us and says, oh, by the way, plumbing takes a dump. Got to dig up the drain field on top of the landscaping move they had already decided to do. So landscaping job, then boom, drain field job. By the way, they give both of those away. I don't know if you guys know.
Real cheap.
You just go to the city and get in line, get a number. They just hand it to you. And then on top of that, right when we got off the phone.
Oh, you left out pool pump and other things.
Oh, I didn't even know about the pool. I don't even know about the pool pump yet. As soon as we get off the phone, he texts me. He goes, hey, do you have a number? You have Leon's number? My AC just took a dump. Leon texted me and said, hey, thanks for the referral.
Yeah, no kidding.
Scott just had to have a complete swap out. So in 1 week, my man dropped a few dollars.
I went from zero to, well, I won't say the amount, but I told Jack zero to that amount in about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Just like, it's in Florida, you don't play with air conditioning. And I won't anyway. Yeah.
Let's just
I'm
say
getting PTSD. I've got PTSD over this.
Let's just say Scott bought a car last week that he doesn't have.
Yeah. I've almost got the kind of car you drive that I want and can't afford.
Stop it. You can afford it.
That's still a nicer car than mine.
After that week, I understand why he would say being here right now is the highlight of his week. But after the picture he just sent us, I don't think that's true this week.
No. Hold on.
Oh, yes. I had a nice afternoon. It was kind of cool.
Wow, that is kind of cool. How'd you wind up in that? So this is Scott Maxwell with some photographs of him and the legendary actor Henry Winkler.
That's right. So every year I do an event with the Mental Health Association of Central Florida, and they have this tradition of bringing in really big name people. They've done one with Glenn Close, Brooke Shields, Alex Smith, the NFL quarterback. Anyway, and today it was Henry Winkler, and I got to tell you, he was just a joy. And I think I'm a pretty decent read over, who's putting on airs for. And part of the reason I think he's real is because it's wasn't just today with the event, but it's in life. He's just kind of lives his life as an open book, and as you know, he's been in the business 50 years.
So interestingly, he is a major player in a show called Barry. I'm not sure if you watch Barry. Barry's brilliant. I haven't watched last season, but I got to get in there and watch it. I hear it takes it a little twist. It's a little weird. But the interesting thing is Bill Hader does a lot of press, namely like podcast and stuff. And inevitably they ask him about acting and being around Henry Winkler. And I will tell you, it's like he's talking about an uncle that he's loved since he was 2 years old. And seemingly everybody that has encountered Henry Winkler says the same thing, that the guy's just as genuine and pleasurable to be around as you can imagine. Almost over-accommodating is what they say.
Well, and you know what? With a lot of people, it comes from a place of, as it turns out, a little bit of brokenness. He grew up, and his parents, this was among the things he was candid about. They weren't so nice to him. Their nickname for him, they were German, was Dumb Dog. in German, and that's just what they called him around. And he was this is one of the points he was making at this mental health event, that that words that adults throw out casually, sink into your psyche and come to define who you are. So he had dyslexia as a kid. One of the stories that I thought was really great was he finally gets into TV, and he always thought it would be funny or fun to win an Emmy. And the thing he always wanted to do was to get up on stage and say, "All right, kids, you can go to bed now. Daddy won an Emmy." Well, he finally gets to deliver that line. And as he pointed out, his son was 41 years old. And he said it, and it was for Barry. It was for Barry 3 years ago, where he got the Emmy for, I think it was supporting actor. But that's a guy who, was the it name. I mean, his leather jacket's in the Smithsonian, I think. He's a national treasure, but he goes dead for like 2 decades, kind of.
Yeah, he doesn't do a whole lot. And we have a term that we use in the American Lexicon of Language that comes from him for years. Jumping the shark.
Yep.
Jumping the shark is a Henry Winkler Happy Days kind of thing. That's where that came from. And
it's good to be linked, but it also that was sort of you were done.
Right. And I'll tell you something else. I mean, you can't tell me that the Danny character from Grease couldn't have been based on him. My God, it was like the same exact thing he was wearing. He was the quintessential tough guy that had a heart. And, it taught you. It's so funny because I never was really a big Happy Days fan. And he was my least favorite character. But the one thing I remember as a kid is, wow, he's a tough guy, no question, but he loves these people around here. He picks on them all the time, but you get the feeling if anybody came at one of those people that were in that diner, Fonz would F them up pretty bad. And that was a really endearing thing that I remember specifically about that character.
I believe one member of your show had a poster of the Fonz on his room as a child.
Yeah, which one of you guys had that?
Which one of you dopes?
And I told Jack while we were waiting to come on, he told a fascinating thing that shows you the difference in times between now and then. We all know him for his leather jacket. The first time he put on that black leather jacket, I think was it NBC?
I thought it was ABC.
ABC, you're right. You're absolutely. ABC said no. That's what gang members wear.
Right.
And so the executives told Happy Days that Fonz was only allowed to wear the black leather jacket when he was seen in a scene with the motorcycle or walking to or from the motorcycle for safety. I was telling Jack, now you've got like hardcore sex on TV.
Right, exactly.
But then it was a leather jacket that was too risque anymore.
Well, I remember Walt Disney had kicked the Carpenters out of Magic Kingdom because the brother, his hair was touching his collar.
Oh, really?
And Walt Disney was like, yeah, no, you got to go.
Oh, well, I didn't know that.
The Carpenters.
Ross, I know that Ross has a connection there because he said it's so funny because even at 33 years old, he understands the idea of being Fonz because he came in the other day and said, I Fonzied my car because my radio stopped working and I hit my dash and it came back on.
Yeah,
That's
it was
great.
It was Nick at Night. I bet you I've seen close to every episode of Happy Days.
Really?
Yeah, because of Nick at Night. And same thing with I Love Lucy.
I mean, that thing.
And we're leaving out like Arrested Development, which was another big one. That's how my kids know him, is from Arrested Development. And one other little bit of trivia that I knew, Henry Winkler was one of the very first people killed in the very first Scream installment. He was the principal.
That's right. He was the principal. That's right. 100%.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And they say, like, Bill Hader, when Bill Hader talks about him, and the people who know him, like he's talking to Jason Bateman and Sean Hayes and Will Arnett, whom of all I think met him at somewhere, because he's been in
Arrested Development.
On that. And they talked to him about that, and it really is a wonderful conversation. If you haven't checked it out, you should probably do so. I mean, it's a fun podcast anyway.
Smart List. That's one we all listen to. I listen to Smart List too. I think that's I'll watch anything Jason Bateman does. By the way, he's pretty great. And one other thing I was going to tell you that I think a lot of people don't know. We talked about a lot of people's drive is born from stress. He was dyslexic. Well, he's still a dyslexic, and yet he is now about to publish his 40th children's book, and the hero in his children's book is a little kid with dyslexia.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's more than just a hobby, right? When you're doing 40 of these things.
Fascinating guy. They said that the other thing about him is whenever you talk to him, it's like you're telling him he's so interested in what you have to say. Like he just leans in. So Very interesting guy. That's cool. Check that. Have you heard the podcast with him with Hader talking about him yet?
I have not heard that episode. I'll have to check it out, but I like them in general. Yeah.
Very cool. All right, we're talking to Scott Maxwell here from the Orlando Sentinel. Scott, I know we talked today a little bit, and I saw your column regarding school starting times. We actually brought that up yesterday or Monday.
okay.
I can't remember. And we were both, I think everybody was kind of in agreement. It is kind of a weird thing, though, of the wrench it throws in the machine for some parents, though, when it comes to starting times. What's been brought up about that?
You mean like with like what happens if your kid doesn't need to go to school till 8:30 and you need to be at work at 8 o'clock?
Right, and that's usually the time they go, or even earlier for that matter. I mean, 7:30 maybe, and the kid's there trying to figure out how to get to school. I mean, have they really discussed that?
Yeah, well, I think there's a lot of details to work out, and one thing you have to remember is this isn't supposed to happen until 2026.
Yeah.
They've still got a while. Most schools that start later, like middle schools right now. Middle schools are the ones that start latest right now. They start at 9:30, which I think is way too late.
Yeah, way late.
I don't know how families deal with that, but most schools that start late have programs going on earlier. To allow kids to be there, whether they can take an early period, they can be involved in an activity, or whether the school's just open so they can be there. And a lot of kids, once you're talking in high school, they're catching the bus. They can catch it by themselves. I mean, mom and dad can go to work at 6:30 and the kid can catch the bus at 7. The flip side is where we have it right now. There are kids, and it's not unusual for kids catching the bus at 5:30 a.m. And that's not good for parents' work schedules.
Yeah, it's not good at all.
Or anybody. I mean, you got to get up at 4:45 to get your act together there. This was one of the rare instances where I praised the legislature mostly because everybody agrees this is what needs to happen. And I think there's one common misconception. A lot of people say, well, if the kids are tired, just go to bed earlier. That's all it is. That's not what this is about. This is about evolution and how kids, particularly teenagers' bodies are wired differently. They're on a different REM cycle than the rest of us. That when you and I go to bed at 10 o'clock and we're like, I cannot wait to close my eyes, the hormones are just popping in their brains, and they keep going until 11 or 12, and they don't start liven up. The neurons don't start firing until 8:30. And that's why virtually every group that's ever studied the science, whether it's the American Academy of Pediatricians or the CDC, they all say it needs to be 8:30 or later. And that's the way it works in most of America. This is one of the things I say is that Floridians have been brainwashed into thinking 5:30 and 6 a.m. pickups are normal. They are not normal. Fewer than 10% of American high schools start as early as the ones do in Orange County and Seminole. It's 7:10 a.m. Because once again, if you're starting at 7:10 a.m., your buses are running an hour and a half before.
Right. And I would think that most parents, I'm just saying this for me, if a proposed change was going to do everything possible to get my kids' GPA up because they're more prepared, more ready to go in the morning for this tough class, maybe for tests that are important, I would be for it and try to figure out how to make that happen for sure. And I know I've read the same studies I've read all those stories, and almost conclusively across the board, science is saying that, depending on age, exactly like you said, teenagers and even middle schoolers that burn so many calories and energy during the day, they need a lot of sleep to be effective in school. And this will certainly allow that to happen.
And I think there will be inconveniences. As we said, I think there are inconveniences right now. But I think you have to start with what's the scientific best based outcome for learning. And everything says this.
Yep.
And Seattle was one of the last big districts that did this. And it was kind of like flipping a switch. I can't remember the exact time. They went from say 7:30 to 8:45. I mean, the next school year, GPA, SAT, they went up by 10%. It was like turning a switch, and tardies and absences go down.
And the other thing too, Scott, that people did bring up that we spoke about it the other day was, people who have after school activities, whether it be band or drama or sports or whatever the case may be, if that would put them so far back in their day that they wouldn't be able to have any quote unquote extra time for their day, that their day would be consumed within that activity. And of course, catching up on homework, food, a little bit of social life, and then of course in bed and back to it the next day.
And that's a critical issue right now. If you're involved in any kind of extracurricular, whether you're at a play rehearsal that goes to 10 o'clock, or whether you're on the football team and you've got an away game in Palatka or some other place, I mean, you're not getting back until 10 or 11 o'clock. That's pretty standard. I remember being at school until 10 or 11 for all sorts of activities. So if you're asked to get back up at 4:45, forget homework time, by the way. It's just not conducive to all that. So I give the legislature credit for doing it. My second part to the column was they kind of just waved a magic wand and said, make it happen, and did not throw the money in to make it happen. it costs money. You have to have buses. Right now, the reason Orange County does it this way is they run 3 shifts of bus.
Right.
A driver starts at 5:15 a.m. and takes the high schoolers, and then runs one around 7:30 to take the elementary, and then runs another one around 8:15 to take the middle school. It's going to take more money. You can't just wish something into existence. So I hope they throw the money, and they've got a lot more money.
So when do they decide that? You would think that after a decision like that is made, even if it's not being implemented until 2026, that they would have a plan and be able to tell people this is how we plan on doing this. Is there going to be another tax increase? How are they going to get the money? What's going on?
I think the term is unfunded mandates. Yeah.
Is that what it is? Really? I never heard
no,
of
that's absolutely what it said. Every school district in Florida has to do this, and we haven't allocated a damn dime to make it happen. Now, there's 3 years of time for there to be pressure for that to happen, which is part of what I was starting to ramp up, saying, this is a good idea, but it doesn't just happen magically. So, yes. So, and you know what? I wanted to follow. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say 407-916-1041. Go ahead.
I wanted to follow up. One of you, I can't remember Jim, whether it's you, Jim, or Ross. We talked about Mike Bianchi and I have our first dueling column. It's on the website right now, and it's going to be in tomorrow's front page over whether we need to spend $975 million to try to get a Major League Baseball team. But one of you guys asked me what all the other things that were asking for money from the hotel taxes were. And so I went and got a list.
Yeah, because what happened was when Pat Williams started sticking his hand out for that part of that tax dough, that $400+ million that comes in every year here to Central Florida, that he wanted a big chunk of that. Other people were like, wait, we've been in line.
Yeah,
I mean, we've been in line. What the line starts back there, buddy.
And the dollar amounts on these things are just mind blowing. I feel like we just say a number and people their minds start to fuzz over. It just doesn't mean anything. $975 million. That's $1 billion. That is so much money. Coming in second place is the $800 million request to put a roof over Camping World Stadium. That's the football stadium that you may be aware does not have a football team.
Right.
Behind.
Real quick, can I ask you a quick question? In the context that how many events does the Citrus Bowl sit every year?
I'm going to watch that. It's probably more than you would think. But there's everything from graduations to concerts to.
I mean, what do you think? It's 40? 50, 100 events a year?
Sure, less than that.
Less than that, for sure, yeah. So a third of the time it sits empty.
Oh, which brings us to number 3, the convention center, which is vacant most of the time. And I should say hardly ever full. Another $600 million is being requested for the convention center.
For what?
To keep it up to date, Jim, because Las Vegas did something and Chicago did something. And if those guys did something, then we have to do something too.
And because those are the number one competitors for tourist or for convention dollars, right? I'm sure that New Orleans is in that same thing. So there's probably 4 cities that dictate what we do here in Orlando: LA, New Orleans, Vegas, and what was the other one? Chicago.
Chicago.
Yeah, there you go.
And there's this whole cadre of consultants that all they do is run around back and forth from these 4 cities and say, you need to do this.
Right.
And by the way, we need $1 million consulting fee to help you do it. And that's all they do. We got $145 million for an outdoor stage at Dr. Phillips. Somehow the Amway Center needs another $250 million
hold on.
for renovation.
$125 million to build an outdoor stage on that lot outside the Dr. Phillips Center?
145.
What are they?
Yes, and I can't.
What are they building it out of?
I haven't vetted all these yet. There's
$145 million for a stage?
I presume it's going to be covered and have lights.
$140 million for a stage.
I think Scott's right on the lights. Yeah. It'll have
they
lights.
will, yeah, definitely nice lights. There's I can't even explain half of these things, Jim. There's $176 million for a sports village at UCF, $88 million for a Zora Neal campus in Eatonville, $53 million for the Orange County Regional History Center, $25 million for a Holocaust Museum, $25 million for Lou Gardens, $10 million for a Pulse Museum. Some of these things are great things. I actually like some of these ideas. But here's what I'm going to generally tell you. There are 16 different projects, I think, that I heard, that sort of top projects. I feel like this is a person who is like starving of protein, who is literally going to die if they don't get meat, and they're being offered 16 different flavors of lollipops. You know, because we have the needs we have in this community. I mean, we have a bus system that is pathetic. Transit in general, you all know, when you go to another big city, a real city, you hop on a train and you go, when was the last time any of the 5 of you got on a bus or took rail from one place to the other?
I mean,
never.
Well, listen, you go to Denver. Listen, you go to a big city like that. There's a totally different machine. You're taking that mass transit. People are using it like they would use Uber. You're hopping off. You're walking 4 or 5 blocks to your destination. That's the other thing too. People in this state don't want to walk for about 4 or 5 months of the year. Who wants to be out there walking in 105 degrees? But yeah, they don't. It's not like that at all. I mean,
if they can walk in Denver in January, we can walk in Orlando.
I think it's maybe a little different.
Get spritzy either. But yeah, I just think we got to change some of these laws in my estimation on how this money can be spent. And you just watch. We're now going to spend the next year wrestling over which of all those projects I just mentioned get that money, while Lynx is like. We're having trouble getting hotel housekeepers to their job in less than 3 hours round trip.
Hey, I know we're way short on time, but I am kind of interested though. How does that happen? I mean, Pat Williams can put his request in, and everybody can put their request in. Who decides where the money goes and how and why? Are there lobbyists for these people trying to get in there?
Oh, hell yes, there are lobbyists. There's a task force that the mayor created, and I give him credit for putting people, some skeptics on it. There's some skeptics on it who are looking at this. The former managing editor of the Orlando Sentinel is on. Actually, very oddly, there's 2 former Sentinel people. You probably remember Mike Thomas, former columnist. Yeah, it's a big task force of about 30 people. They're going to make the first recommendations, and the ultimate vote will come down to the county commissioners. So ultimately, you will be able to vote for the people who make these decisions. But I'm telling you, we're going to spend a lot of time talking about baubles, and while we're not talking about the things the community needs.
Let me ask you something else. I mean, in the past, when this money's been divvied out, do they ever have issues with improprieties? People trying to get their name at the top of the list through means that maybe aren't so savvy?
You know, usually there are things like that, but I don't recall any of that. And that's traditionally because most of the groups that have asked for things have gotten what they wanted.
Right.
I mean, the convention center gets what they want. And they all worked together last time. This time, it is just an obscene amount of money. So it will be interesting to see how the lobbying plays out this year.
There he is, Scott Maxwell, 407-916-1041. Scott Maxwell, you can find him every single day at Scott_Maxwell on Twitter. And, of course, in the pages of the Sentinel on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. You can get your subscription, by the way, OrlandoSentinel.com, which I strongly suggest. Not only do you get the wonderful writings of Scott, you also get Mike Bianchi, other great writers. They do the best investigative reporting in all the city. When you learn about these fake electors and things like that, and you learn about these sham elections and things of that nature, these guys are in there digging up those answers for you. OrlandoSentinel.com. It's very inexpensive, gets delivered to your email every single morning. I rely on it every day, and you can as well. That's OrlandoSentinel.com. Scott, as always, thank you so much, buddy. We'll see you next week.
I appreciate it. And love what you guys are doing, the free promos for the Fringe. I think that's great. And maybe I'll see you guys out at the lawn.
Yeah,
Yay! Have a better week.
All right, 407-916-1041. Load them up. Trivia's next.
We have a prize. Get on board at 407-916-1041. Jim Colbert Show Trivia is brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. That's CENTO Moving.com.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by LASIK Plus.
The Magic will come out of the NBA draft with a pair of impact players after winning lottery picks at number 6 and 11 last night. Orlando City SC will host New York City FC tonight. The Lions got stoppage time heroics from Duncan McGuire to get a draw with Columbus on Saturday. And NASCAR's Hendrick Motorsports and pizza chain Chuck E. Cheese are teaming up for a kid-focused platform to introduce families to auto racing. I'm Scott Davidson.
Do it. Take the first step towards LASIK and score a great deal at LASIK Plus today. Right now, LASIK Plus is offering $1,000 off their Wave Light Laser when treated in May. That's $500 off her eye with guaranteed financing. Visit mylasicoffer.com for details.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here. Everybody knows the eyes are the window into your world. That's why I never even considered a discount surgery center for my son and my father-in-law. When it comes to LASIK vision correction, of course, you got to have the best out there. That's why I turned to the team at the Philanthropy Eye Institute, the recognized leader in vision correction surgery here in Central Florida. I trust them implicitly, and I should, because they absolutely did a wonderful job. My son at 18, my father-in-law not at 18, both had the same problems, and Dr. Philanthropy healed both of those those guys. I say healed, gave them perfect vision virtually overnight, back to work the very next day. State-of-the-art LASIK tech gets you fast recovery times. It is awesome, not to mention 30 years of experience here in Central Florida. Start seeing the way you were meant to. Contact the Philanthropy Eye Institute simply by texting 1041 to 868686. Schedule your consultation today. Find out what these guys can do for you. They even offer 24-month interest-free financing to qualified patients. Again, schedule that consultation at the Philanthropy Eye Institute by simply texting 1041 to the number 868686. It's the Philanthropy Eye Institute, the smart choice, the only choice for LASIK vision correction.
Hey shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season and available in the produce section right now. Whoa, hey, careful now. There's plenty of juicy watermelon and other tasty Florida-grown produce for everyone. I mean, all you have to do is ask for Fresh from Florida or look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. We're going to need a lot more help at checkout.
Every morning, start your day getting caught up with West 2 News Sunrise.
I'm Meredith McDonough.
And I'm Jason Guy. Here for you with breaking news from around Central Florida.
We want to get back to that breaking news out of Orange County.
Giving you an accurate forecast to plan your day by.
We're also starting off with some cloud cover.
And steering you clear of the backups to make your commute a breeze.
Your travel times out the door are looking pretty good this morning.
Wake up knowing you're ready for today with Jason, Mare, Kellyanne, and Megan. Wake up with West 2 News Sunrise. Weekdays starting at 4:30 a.m.
Kelly's all new
Hello, Clarkson.
every weekday.
Let's do it, Kelly.
Give your day a little love. Oh my gosh. A little joy.
Happy day.
A little laugh.
Well, I'm really hard of hearing. I can't hear that well.
You're going to fit right in on this show because I'm loud. Give your day a little Kelly.
It's this. This is her name. Oh, yeah.
Weekdays at 3 on West 2, followed by West 2 News at 4.
When you buy a diamond at International Diamond Center, you can bring it back a year from now, trade it up to a bigger one, and get 110% of your original purchase price toward the new diamond.
You pay me $10,000 for my diamond. When you come back and you want to trade it up, you're going to get that $10,000. Plus, we're going to give you a bonus of $1,000.
IDC owner Keith LeClaire talking about IDC's industry-leading diamond trade-up policy.
So you're getting 110% on what you paid for that diamond. Who else does this? I'm going to pay you more for that diamond than you paid me in the beginning.
The 110% upgrade is just another thing that separates IDC from the rest. We stand behind what we sell.
We know what we're selling, we believe in what we're selling, and we know the inherent value of that diamond.
At IDC, your trust means everything.
We want you to feel that you can buy with confidence.
International Diamond Center. Highest quality, insane selection, guaranteed best value, full transparency, and the strongest consumer protection warranties in the industry.
Our job is to keep you as a customer.
International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations.
Hey Magic fans, when you're heading out to the Amway Center or anytime you're away from your business, commercial, or residential property, or you have a special event and you want to be sure that you're well protected, contact American Protection Services and Investigations, proud partner of the Orlando Magic. For a full list of our security services, dial 833-4APSI. Over 30 years in the business, your safety is our top priority because your business is our business.
Now, it's your time to make more money and be your own boss. Come to the Franchise Show this Saturday and Sunday at the Hyatt Regency Orlando to meet with the best money-making franchises. Learn how you can open a successful business. This life-changing event is your only chance to see all the hottest money-making opportunities in one place. Find the perfect business for you at the Franchise Show, presented by the Entrepreneur's Source. This weekend, the Hyatt Regency Orlando. Get tickets at FloridaFranchiseShow.com.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
If you're a pro that paints, the Home Depot is here to save you money. Paint stores try to convince you you're getting a good deal by offering deep discounts on paint, but what they don't tell you is the starting price is too high to begin with. The real question is, how much are you paying per gallon? Nobody beats the Home Depot's price per gallon on Behr paint, guaranteed. We offer everyday low prices on every gallon of top-rated Behr paint, stains, and primers. Plus, our pros earn discounts through our Pro Extra Paint Rewards program. That's the value of the Home Depot. How doers get more done. U.S. only. See store for details.
This earful of real radio is sponsored by Wass's Meat Market, the best place to buy a big green egg.
And we're back to the Jim Colbert Show.
And we're
Hey, aloha. Just wanted to chime in on the use of Benadryl for adverse reaction, allergic reaction in dog. Rule of thumb is 1 milligram per pound of body weight, and you can go a little bit over. Typically like the wasp sting, for instance. Yeah, the proteins are what cause that allergic reaction, but again, rule of thumb, 1 milligram per pound of body weight.
Thank you, buddy. That's very useful information. I want to double check that, make sure, but that sounds pretty legit.
Yeah, check with your vet.
Yeah. All right. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb and Jack are here as well. Let's find out what the sauce jar has to offer today.
Y'all aboard!
Chugga chugga.
Lickety clack, lickety clack. I have a pair of buttons to attend the Orlando International Fringe Theater Festival.
Get in there.
It's my favorite time of the year. That's right. The festival just started yesterday, and the festival ends through May 29th. May 29th. That's when everyone's at the festival. Go there now. You're going to love it. I also have a pair of tickets to Sing Out Loud Music Festival. That's going down September 22nd and the 23rd. Going down in St. Augustine. We have performers showing up to that event like the Black Keys, Mumford & Sons, Maggie Rogers, and more. And that is your sauce jar, which is always brought to you by
Cento Family Moving and Storage. You know, they have fully trained expert crews that are adept in packing your things, handling your furniture, safe driving, customer service, and so much more.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you mention the Jim Colbert Show. That will get you a discount. So book them today at CentoMoving.com. That's CENTO Moving.com. Up against the clock. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Deb. Who goes first today?
Let's welcome Betsy.
Betsy, right there on line 2.
First time getting through. She's very excited.
Hey, Betsy, how are you?
Oh, better now.
Good.
Like I was saying, the phone rang. It wasn't busy.
Congratulations. Woo! All right. Want to play a little game with us?
Yes, I
Let's
do.
do it.
Want to play a game?
All right, Betsy, this is a very easy game. Got a simple question here for you. 4 answers. If you can find the lie, because one of them is untrue, I will send you to the sauce jar, maybe off to the Fringe Fest, or maybe to the Sing Out Loud Festival. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, here we go. It's National Idaho Day.
Oh.
I don't know if you knew that. Here are 3 fun facts about Idaho and one very starchy lie. Number 1, the Idaho state flag is the only state seal designed by a woman. Number 2, Idaho is home to the highest navigable river in the world. The St. Joe's River mouth is 2,100 feet above sea level. Number 3, legendary American author Ernest Hemingway is buried in Ketchum, Idaho. Or lastly, Idaho not only grows the most potatoes in the U.S., they also grow the most mint in the U.S. Which one of those is untrue?
Those are hard. You didn't flub one of them. Let me go with the last one.
Well, you're going to the party. You won.
Yay!
She gets through. She gets through. She gets through the first time, takes her shot, and wins on the first time.
All of it.
Betsy, good job.
Oh my gosh.
All of it.
I hate your guts.
No, he doesn't, Betsy.
I love you all.
All right, we'll see you,
We love
Betsy.
you
Thank
too.
you.
Thank you
Appreciate
for
it.
listening.
Oh, man, that's
great.
awesome. Yeah. She just took a shot. Yeah, believe it or not, though, they are not the number 1 mint producer in the U.S. That's California, I still believe, but they are the number 2.
Wow.
Idaho grows more mint than almost anybody in the U.S. and North America.
That's amazing.
Sugar beets, and they are the number 1 producer of this thing as well. Lentils.
Really?
Idaho's the number 1 grower of lentils in North America.
Wow.
A couple other things you may not know. The state flag was designed by a woman, and it is the only one in the U.S. that ever had that. Idaho is home to the highest navigable river in the world, the St. Joe River. Its mouth is 2,129 feet above sea level.
Wow.
And legendary American author Ernest Hemingway is buried in little bitty Ketchum, Idaho.
That's amazing.
A few other things you may not know about Idaho before we get over to Ross Thoughts.
Ross Thoughts.
The deepest river gorge in North America is Hell's Canyon, Idaho. The world's first alpine ski lift was constructed in Sun Valley, Idaho in 1936.
Whoa.
There you go. The tallest single sand dune in North America is the Bruno Sand Dune State Park in Idaho.
That'd
That's
be a
crazy.
Good time.
Idaho has more whitewater river miles than any other state.
Good times.
And then lastly here, Idaho supplies the U.S. with 70% of this fish.
Trout?
Trout's the answer. 70% of all the trout eaten in this country comes from the state of Idaho. There you go, on National Idaho Day.
That's a good fish fry right there.
I have two really close friends from Idaho. They say it's a very interesting state. How many people do you think are the entire state of Idaho?
75,000.
The entire state.
Oh, wow. 750,000.
I'll take the over 800,000.
1.8 million in the entire state of Idaho. 1.8 million. That's about the size of Orlando proper and a little bit more. Not much.
Why'd you hit the ding? No one got that right.
You got close. That's why you got a bell.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah.
It was for you, Ross.
And while you have the bell, what's coming up for thoughts?
I got the bell.
Yeah.
Let's go!
Celebrated too much.
No,
You got-
Jack!
You dragged it out too long.
All right, you guys, Jim, Jack, Deb also has been around kids far more than I have.
Oh, man, have we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got 4 of them. Jack's got a whole bunch of them.
Every time I see a kid, I'm like, what do you want to talk about? Like,
That's exactly how I feel
politics?
about mine.
You just like, you want to talk about the Dow? Apple Pay, Apple credit card, savings accounts got for it. They just don't get what I'm talking about.
I see what you're saying.
But I wanted to ask you guys why kids do this, including us as kids, all the time, nonstop. It's super annoying.
Okay, we'll do that next.
Winning Wednesdays happen every Wednesday on our Instagram page at Real Radio 1041 with a new prize available every Wednesday. Real Radio 1041 on Instagram is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. goldsmithjewelry.com.
Looking at slow traffic on I-4 this afternoon as you travel east and westbound between US 27 and the 429 and between the Beach Line and 535. Looking at flashing lights and accident activity reported on Kirkman Road near the 408. Another crash is causing southbound delays on the Greenway near 434. A third crash has minor delays reported on Good Homes Road at Silver Star. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Welcome back. Dave and Herb here, and we're talking fresh.
Fresh from Florida, that is.
There's tomatoes, broccoli, watermelon.
You're just putting fra in front of produce.
As in fresh from Florida.
You don't need to make up words. Friends, visit followfreshfromflorida.com to see what's in season.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
Business owners, are you feeling stretched thin by the pressures of running your business and growing your business? Retaining top talent and staying compliant in changing times is difficult. Fortunately, though, there's Insperity. These guys put 35 years of HR experience to work for you, offering your employees competitive benefit options while providing the HR support you need to thrive. With Insperity, nothing seems impossible. Scalable HR, employee benefits, HR technology, Insperity, HR that makes a difference.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Ricardo, quote, "This is one of the greatest inventions ever. I know this may sound like I'm exaggerating, but this sucker is amazing. The first time I did it, I couldn't believe what came out of my sinuses. I could breathe with ease. My wife just bought one too. Thank you for this product," unquote. He's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
Who's ready for a new sensation? All over the nation, everyone's seeing inflation. In fact, RC Hill Mitsubishi is just about the only place prices are going down. It's my deflation celebration event, and it means you could drive a new Mitsubishi for just $5 down, and that's less than a carton of eggs. For your peace of mind, all new Mitsubishis come with a lifetime limited warranty. Listen closely to my declaration and join my deflation celebration, because you could ditch your current ride and drive a car you love for just $5 down. My dealer next door credit approval process is free of frustration, because we work with the lenders who want to approve your application with rates as low as 1.9%. Right now you could drive a nicer, newer car for just $5 down. Come to my deflation celebration, but hurry so I can help you beat inflation today. I'm RC Hill Mitsubishi, 2 locations, DeLand and Ocala, Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. Visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase price determines actual trade allowance. Negative equity may be refinanced. See dealer for details.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Stop by your neighborhood Petco to save on all your pet's health and wellness needs. Petco has your pet's favorite food brands like Blue Buffalo, IAM's Wholehearted, Royal Canin, and Purina Pro Plan. And when your pet needs to see a vet, Petco Vet Services can take care of your pet's needs, such as vaccinations and flea, tick, and heartworm prevention and more. Don't forget your pet always wants to look their best, so make a grooming appointment while you're there. You'll get every 8th groom free when you unlock the grooming perk in our app. Visit your nearest Petco or go to petco.com to start saving on all your pet's needs.
Get up to an additional $5,000 for your trade. Any trade. Click OrlandoNissan.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. And we're back to the Jim Colbert Show.
Welcome back.
Okay, just want to get this straight, Jimmy. Ross is off the deep end for imagining a world where they're going to do a Bachelor amputee version. Yet you're pitching a Bachelor version with Ross's mom, who, and I haven't seen the photo, I'm just going off yesterday's hilarious show, whose face looks like it was set on fire and put out with a screwdriver.
Okay, man.
I think the amputee is going to sell a lot faster. Just saying. Ross, I love you. I hated saying that.
I don't think you did. All right, 407-916-1041. Text 77031. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Jack is here.
Hi there.
And Ross has some thoughts. Let's get them.
It's weird.
Wake up.
It's funny.
Wake up.
Sometimes it's Ross. Spelled like sauce. It's Ross Thoughts.
Ross Thoughts is brought to you by Persimmon Hollow Brewing Company. I'm so excited I still get to tell people about their lovely, delicious beers. And I will tell you more about their delicious beers in just a little bit of time. Do you guys have a notes folder on your
phone?
Yes, actually, I use it. I use my notes on my phone extensively.
So I have tons of notes. Some notes don't even make any sense.
Oh, you're not taking enough notes.
No, I'm taking numerically a lot of notes, but word-wise, I'm not really nailing my notes.
Yeah, because you look at it and you're like, what was I saying?
One of my last notes was the question of, am I too skinny? That doesn't make any sense.
One of the last things I wrote was a T-shirt idea. Stupid.
What was it?
Does it say stupid or like I'm with stupid?
It just says, it's so dumb. I don't know why I think it. I write it down when I think of it. It says, although unqualified, I judge. That's all it says.
Oh, kind of like that.
Yeah. Just although unqualified, I judge.
See, I think you're just insecure about your ideas. That would work.
Yeah, just write it down because I thought of it.
Yeah, I like that. And I have so many, trying to do stand-up comedy as much and as best as I possibly can. My phone gets filled up with these notes. Some of them I really enjoy. Like, if cryptocurrency is the way of future, what are strip clubs going to do?
Okay.
Turn your airdrop on. Fun thoughts. Would you guys hibernate? That's another little thought.
Ooh.
Would you hibernate?
Oh, man. I don't
2 weeks on, 2 weeks off.
I don't know, buddy. You mean just once a year, though?
This is no. You're still spending the same amount of time as awake versus asleep.
Okay.
But you're going 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off.
So
Or I guess it would be 2 weeks off, 3 weeks on.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'd do it that way. That'd be tough. I like the way it is now.
All right.
I would want to sleep for 2 straight weeks.
But also, in one of these notes, I ridicule the boy that cried wolf.
Okay.
Because I think that is an awful, stupid story that we shouldn't even be sharing anymore.
Oh, it's the story you're ridiculing.
It's the story. Because the whole thing, boy, what is it? Boy cries wolf?
Yeah, boy cries wolf.
Yeah, and then there's no wolf.
Or don't cry wolf.
Yeah, and then...
Well, there is a wolf.
There is a wolf.
Yeah, but he cried wolf when there wasn't one.
Right.
So
Right.
when there was one, people didn't believe him.
And then he got eaten.
So you're basically saying...
Justice.
You're giving this not exactly justice. That's a little weird, a little too much. All right, little Jack Middle East Bradshaw over there.
A lot.
So in that Cry Wolf story, he lies. We're trying to teach kids the story of not lying.
Yeah, because it steals the power from your words so that when you
Right.
are speaking the truth, no one will believe you because you've done nothing but lie.
Yep.
Powerful stuff. Powerful stuff.
And if you lie, you get eaten by a wolf.
Like parables. It's a
Justice.
Yeah.
We've all spoken to kids. They are the biggest liars on the planet. There is no demographic of anything alive that lies more than children. Jim, I once met a kid who told me that he met Batman.
Well, is it a lie if the kid believes it's true?
Oh, you can't say that because it's kind of a case going on right now at the highest possible level. So let's not feed that.
But kids are liars.
Jesus. God Almighty. Yeah, they're also 3.
Exactly. So I don't even think a kid could,
Kids are horrified at being in trouble. That's it.
Yeah.
My kids were really horrified at being in trouble. And my kids, of course,
that checks out.
All my
Can you blame them?
All my kids lied to me, even though the specter of my discipline was looming over them. It doesn't matter. They still lied.
Did you just refer to your parenting as a specter of discipline that was looming over them?
Yeah. It's a cloud of hate sometimes.
What? A specter?
It sounded ominous.
Yeah, that sounded like it was about to rain.
Why are you so mad at my poetry?
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
That was a bunch of $5. That was a buffet of a sentence.
I wrote
right
a book
there.
called Poetic Parenting. I don't know why you didn't buy it.
No, it never took off the ground.
No.
I just don't understand why kids lie. We were all kids. Do you guys remember that rate of lying?
Yeah, you lie to get what you want. You lie to get out of trouble. Where did you lie the most as a kid? About what?
I know my go-to lie. Whenever I got in trouble, I would always look at my mom. I would go, "This isn't me. I didn't do this.
Oh, really?
This Satan made me do it."
Okay, there you go.
And I was trying to take advantage of my religious upbringing by going, whoa, not me.
Yeah, that's
guy with the tail, with pitchfork.
Devil made me do it.
Devil made me do it.
There you go.
But I was only Satan. I never said.
Yeah.
That.
I lied about school a lot.
Okay.
I lied about school a lot. Well, how I was doing, how the grades were, if I was going, those things. I just lied to my mom about school a lot.
I remember one lie. Oh, this one's bad. You are going to hate me after I say this lie, Jim.
More?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like 8 or 9.
Okay. I mean, already you're, I'm discounting.
It's a solid defense here.
Yeah, right.
But I was in a golf tournament. I knew I didn't want to play any more golf. I was tired or
just over it.
So I
burned out.
So I pretended that I didn't have any more golf balls.
Oh, wow.
So I lied. And then I DQ'd myself.
No. After paying the entry fees and
I think it was my mom's golf tournament.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she would produce golf tournaments.
Gotcha.
So lying in golf is usually to better your day, your score. You lied to get out of it.
Yeah, it was making me so mad. I was like, I don't think I got it in me today. And I was like 10.
What did you lie about the most as a kid, Deborah?
I'm not telling you guys because people that work with my mom still listen.
What? I mean,
School.
School, yeah.
You're still scared of your mom?
Yeah, you bet your ass. You bet your ass.
You haven't met her, have you?
Catholic mom.
I have.
Yeah.
Seems like a very nice lady.
She is a very nice lady.
I would think that Jack lied about picking on his sisters or stuff about your sisters a lot. Like, that's what I would think that you would have fibbed to your mother about.
Yeah, I never wore their dresses.
Well, I mean, there was the time he did that and took the car.
You stole a car.
He stole their parents' car, yeah.
That is right.
And it ran out of gas.
So great. It's so great having you here.
I sat here not being able to think of anything, and Deb goes right to it.
Let me flip through your life real quick. Oh, there it is.
You stole quarters out of your grandmother's purse.
It was dimes and quarters. And I did. The woman I loved the most, I stole from her to play video games. That's how big of an addict I was. And I looked at her and I said, I didn't do that. No.
Devil made me do it, man.
Ross made me do it.
I did lie to my mom. When I took $450 out of the bank.
God almighty! I took quarters
out of my bank.
Damn. Oh, hold up, dude. You bought a starter house. I was playing Donkey Kong. Oh, what? How you? Don't even tell the story.
No, let
you can't. That doesn't even.
Come on.
I tell it. I took a dime story. Jack comes in hot behind me at 9, taking $450 like a gangster.
This isn't about theft. This is about lying.
Yeah.
Was this when you needed to go buy coke?
And drug? No, it was a quarter pound of weed.
Oh God almighty.
Jack Quapshaw, dude.
But I left my bank state. I was still living at home.
Oh my! Jack stole money from his mother to buy weed.
It was my money
to sell.
No. Your mom fronted you.
No. I took the money out of my bank account, but I was still living with her. But I left the bank receipt on my in my car.
Think your mom's a plug?
She had to move my car because I was sleeping late. So she did. She goes, "Why did you take $450 out of the bank?" And I just looked at her and I bought a CD, a certificate of deposit. I thought it would be a good short-term investment.
And she bought that?
100%.
God rest her soul.
I did not wait. It was I had that immediate answer.
Oh.
I don't know where it came from.
You
but
are
it was great.
gangster.
For
half a pound of weed?
It was a quarter pound.
Yeah, CD stands for continuous dank.
My dad would have said, lie, and punched me straight in my face. He would have known immediately. There's no way I was making a good decision like that.
Quarter pound, was it some ooh-wee, sticky, icky?
It was good stuff. Yeah,
I mean, there was none of that back then.
Because that's 80s. I mean,
it was 90s stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, the little red hairs.
Early 90s. Early
purple
90s.
hair
So
is better,
it was
but
30
all
years
right.
ago.
Oh, yeah.
Statute of limitations, long gone.
So this guy was just ripping through Napsters, smoking on some L's. This guy was having a blast. Ripping
Going to
through
7-Eleven.
Cheez-Its.
Hey, you got any backwoods back there?
His mom is just trying to run an honest dance school. Had no idea she's fronting
a drug operation.
An Eastern Shore drug operation.
What about?
Yeah,
okay.
so that was a lie.
Now, I know we're up against the clock, but quickly, do you guys remember? I took quarters.
Dime.
I was flabbergasted. I went, hold on for a second. Did you hear that?
But do you guys remember? I remember the first time that I got caught in a lie.
Oh.
And then you admit it. You look at your hands. You open them up. You admit. You confess. I remember, and I know I've told this on air, but my mom found my weed in high school, and she woke me up at like 6 a.m. and goes, "What is this?" And my brain just wanted to lie. So like my brain started going through the Rolodex of lies. So I started thinking like dog turds, old socks, bad shoes, haircuts. It's weed. It's weed. And I just looked at her and said, that's all my weed. And I'll never forget, because I did not have the right response, because she looked at me and said, this could have killed the dogs. And I thought, no joke.
My favorite part is he goes, this is all my weed, as if to say, please don't throw it all away.
Exactly.
That's all of it, Mom.
I'll
That's
roll
all-
you one, Mom, but please
right.
leave the rest of it.
Pinch that sack a little bit before you toss it. Pinch that sack a little bit. Just pinch a little bit, Mom.
But then when my mom goes, this could have killed the dogs. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, 2 weeks ago, they got higher than you could have imagined. You have no idea. You know what? Ray and Riley found the weed before you did.
Yeah. They haven't moved in a month. Have you noticed that, Moms?
Yeah, have you noticed that?
All right.
But that's why you always have to be honest, whether you're, especially when you're a kid, because that's really hard to be truthful when you're a child. But it's easier when you're older to be honest, especially when it comes to great beer.
Oh, yeah.
Ross
Oh, yeah.
Thoughts is brought to you by Persimmon Hollow Brewing Company, and I'm going to tell you the truth.
I'd have one right now.
They make fantastic beer.
I would drink one right now.
My number one beer. Go try their Blood Orange Wheat. You guys woke up. You felt the sun. Summer's here. Everything is damp again. Drink Blood Orange Wheat and tell me what that does on those hot days. Andy and Robbie, the people who made that beer, and all of Persimmon Hollow beers, they know what they're doing. They've been at this for a while, and what drives them is their passion of making really good beer. So visit Persimmon Hollow at any of their locations so you can find out what we are talking about, so you can find out what passionately crafted beers taste like. Enjoy a Persimmon Hollow beer today. Drink sensibly, but get weird. And visit them at phbeer.com. Those are your Ross thoughts. I'm out. Peace. Satan made me do it.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text 77031. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show. Hang loose.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7. It's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos and SecuredRoofingAndRestoration.com. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Mike, and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Slowdowns continue on I-4 this afternoon, east and westbound on the interstate between the Beach Line and 535. Still seeing some delays southbound on the Greenway, where a crash was reported near the 434 exit. No major problems or delays to report for those taking the turnpike this afternoon. If you run into traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
I'm back, and look at all the fresh from Florida produce I brought home.
Fresh from Florida produce, as fresh can get.
It's refreshing to know that locally grown fresh from Florida produce is available year-round.
Well, that's a breath of fresh air.
Look for Fresh from Florida where you shop.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
Inflation running high. Nobody really has any clue when it's going to level out. That's why you get your windows and doors at FAS and lock in your price. Largest window and door showroom in all of Central Florida. 38 unique windows ready for you to check out. Find your favorites and, of course, have them installed. They're all built with impact-resistant glass that gives you security, noise reduction, and maximum efficiency. Plus, they have a full selection of hurricane windows and doors as well. All estimates always free, and the best thing, they give you tons of options, not just one. Plus, all these products have a lifetime warranty, and if you act right now, you could receive rebates of $55 per window and $95 per door. Plus, no money down, no interest, no payments for 12 months. Financing is available. Their showroom, Fairbanks and I-4, very easy to find, and it's awesome. They're good people, too, by the way. Pick out your windows, have them installed. Your house will be awesome. Your AC will last longer. Your house will stay cooler longer. It'll be safer. It'll just be better all around. Book your appointment today. It's FASWD.com.
This earful of Rail Radio is sponsored by RC Hill Mitsubishi, Highway 1792 in DeLand.
Improve visibility and save $8 instantly when you pick up a pair of Bosch Icon wiper blades at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Bosch Icon Premium Blades can help you see better and drive safer. And our professional parts people will install them for you for free. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This week on Leguizamo Does America, John Leguizamo is in Los Angeles to explore the lack of Latino representation in film and TV. Leguizamo Does America. Final episode Sunday, May 21st at 10 p.m. Eastern on MSNBC and streaming on Peacock.
Hello, Floridians. Today's a good day to do great things. Yes! Like scheduling the dentist appointment you've been putting off for 2 years.
Oh, man.
Like finally fixing that creaky door that drives you crazy. Like getting that massage you definitely deserve.
Oh, yeah.
Or taking time to make sure that your air conditioner is ready to beat the heat all summer long. Do something great today, right now, by booking your $159 AC rejuvenation at CoolToday.com.
Call today, cool today, CoolToday.com.
Orlando City returns home this week, taking on New York City Football Club on Wednesday, May 17th at 7:30 p.m., presented by Dex Imaging. Tune in on FM 96.9 The Game and watch on any device on the Apple TV app. Dex Imaging, the world's biggest business solutions provider of copiers and printers. Dex Imaging helps businesses do business better. Check us out online at deximaging.com.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Now, it's your time to make more money and be your own boss. Come to the Franchise Show this Saturday and Sunday at the Hyatt Regency Orlando to meet with the best money-making franchises. Learn how you can open a successful business. This life-changing event is your only chance to see all the hottest money-making opportunities in one place. Find the perfect business for you at the Franchise Show, presented by the Entrepreneur's Source. This weekend, the Hyatt Regency Orlando. Get tickets at FloridaFranchiseShow.com.
Injured? Hire America's largest injury firm, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch at The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Hey guys, so I was always told if you're getting attacked by a dog, go ahead and sacrifice the forearm, put your other arm behind its neck, and rotate backwards. It's still going to mess you up, but you're going to walk away. As far as a group of dogs, I don't know if you can do it that many times that fast. But, maybe Chuck Norris can.
Yeah. I think 2 dogs I could fend off because I'm a bigger guy, and I think I could do it enough. 3 dogs I think would be difficult. I think 3 dogs, once you get down and they're able to swarm you, I think it would be very difficult to get 3 good-sized dogs off you, 50-pound plus dogs.
If you're giving in to sacrificing your forearm, you get that one, that gets a grip, then you swing that one around to take out the others.
Oh, yeah. I would be uncool to the dog.
Just imagine.
What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing at the idea if CNN or Fox News came back from a commercial break and that's how they started their show. Tucker here to let you know that I think I could take 2 dogs.
3 would be tough.
3 would be tough.
They need talkback.
Let's listen. Listen. Let's go to our listeners to find out what they think.
Welcome back to Fox News. In this segment, we'll tell you how to sacrifice your forearm to stay alive during a dog attack. Sounds like a good headline, though. All right, welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well.
What I'm trying to say is nobody is doing it like this.
Yeah. Nobody at all. Let me see what I got here. There was another story about cops destroying a property and not having to pay for it, and it's even more egregious this time because it was. So check this out. This happened in, God, where is it? A guy is living in a trailer, And I got oh my Jesus.
What?
When I brought the story up before, the photograph of the property wouldn't load, and it just loaded, and I just saw the damage. Okay, Deborah, come here this was a police standoff. Here's what happened.
All right.
These people who lived in this single wide trailer rented a room to somebody who got into a let's say a disagreement with the cops. A disagreement that led to him shooting outside of the trailer at the cops.
Can't do that.
The cops went in and then killed the guy in the trailer. But to get into the trailer to kill him, they had to do that damage.
Whoa!
Like a hurricane?
Yeah, like a hurricane would have actually taken less.
Okay, I will tell you this. Do you remember in the movie I, Robot when they sent that house-destroying robot over to kill the you know what I'm saying?
Oddly specific, but yes.
You remember that, right?
Yeah.
That's what it looks like they unleashed on the single wide. They literally tore half of it off, and now they don't have to do anything. Like nobody.
That's not right.
The city, the state, nobody has to do anything. And here's what when I read this is how exactly what they say is this. Had you not rented the room to a felon of that level, we wouldn't have had to get into a gunfight with him and do this to your house. So it's your fault because you rented a room to a guy that does some scary stuff. So we destroyed your property. It's destroyed completely. It's unlivable. And they're completely they're out of luck. They cannot.
Where did this happen?
This happened in Evansville, Indiana. Trying to figure out how to pay for the massive damage to a rental property. He rented the property to a woman and a man who then rented a room to another guy, and that's the damage.
I finally found it.
It's done, right? It's completely torn in half almost.
Oh no!
Yeah. So
damn.
So the cops did that to this guy's house, and now they just basically said, "Sorry, bub.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
You shouldn't have rented it to a felon that shot at us. That's the price you have to pay." By the way, they shot and killed the guy in the house, so they have to clean up that mess. Not that it matters. Should you set the thing on fire? Insurance doesn't cover it, by the way, because it's not an act of God.
So, there's some complexes, though.
Yeah. He says he hadn't found a lawyer to help him sue because there's no case. You can't do it. We've gone over this before. They can come in your house and completely destroy your house during an investigation. And by the way, it doesn't have to result in any evidence or any arrests, and they still don't have to pay for it. From what I understand, it could even be on a fake lead. Or on a lead that's not real. They
goofed it.
Kick your door in based on information they got from an informant, destroy your house looking for evidence, and you have zero recourse. None. You can't do anything. They are protected completely. That law should change, by the way.
At least a little bit of wiggle room in the sense of if it's a massive failure, if you went to the wrong house.
100%. If you're harboring a criminal and the cops have to come in and bust your house up to get the criminal out of there, that's a menace to the community. Understood. Something has to be. But if you kick the door down of a property and you have the wrong address, and in turn you destroy the house and everything inside it, that can't just be our bad.
Correct.
And set somebody back their entire livelihood. Well, that is the worst policy I've ever heard of in my GD life.
But what about this case where he was renting out the room to a felon?
This is tough. It is, but there has to be something there. It has to be.
That could have been that guy's savings, his retirement.
It's a rental property. It's a single wide trailer. This guy's not swimming in money. I think the entire property is only like $14,000, 10 or 12, $14,000 or whatever, but it doesn't matter. It's his.
Well, come on, Vanderburgh County, write the check.
That's unbelievable, really. And the funny thing is the guy who owns it says, I kind of understand where they're coming from. They shouldn't have to deal with this. But in that same sense, what they're basically saying is, couldn't they, what the guy is saying when he owns, he says, couldn't they have done something else?
Yeah.
To get the guy out of there? You're telling me that was the only option to bust in? You're in a single wide trailer in the middle of a field. Where's he going to go?
Not only that.
Where's he going to go? He's going to slink out the sewer hole and marine crawl across the field and get away? No.
Might as well just burn him out.
Exactly. Just send in a smoke bomb or something. Why would you have to go in and destroy the guy's house like a transformer?
Tranquilizer.
Did you see the photograph?
Yeah. It's it is as bad as you can make in a.
It looks like you'd see after a tornado, like Deb said.
Yeah.
It just half of it is just sheared off.
Right. Like it hit, and then they just put it back on where it was, like torn up.
So you look at it like a tornado thing. You're with Deb's route. I'm still with Jim on this whole Iowa robot thing.
Yeah. It says the policy covers things like fire, storm damage, riots. It'll cover a riot. Like if a riot breaks out by your house and it gets damaged, that's cool. If the cops come in squeezing around stuff like crazy to snatch this guy out of there and wreck your entire house before that, you're done.
You're on your own.
You got to show up and make it a riot.
The guy says he never even knew this guy. It was actually a friend of the people that were renting the house. He wasn't even living there.
Ouch.
He was just there when they got the lead that he was there.
So he wasn't even the renter.
Yeah, no, he wasn't the renter. Okay, so like imagine you and Olivia were renting a house.
Yeah.
And I just came over to visit, and it turns out I have a bunch of warrants, and the cops show up to get me while I'm there. So he wasn't even there. I mean, he was just over hanging out.
Hey, guys. They can't even fault this guy with not doing a background check and renting it out to a felon. He didn't rent it out to this guy.
Yeah, he didn't even do that. It says the officer, quote, the officer said it's kind of his fault that he let the guy in there.
That's the part that's just like, what?
And he goes, well, I guess that's true, but anybody might let somebody in there. Like, I mean, nobody knows. I mean,
he could have broken in.
I had an uncle one time that went to Rayford for like a year and a half. And the reason why is some buddies picked him up and they were supposed to go to the movies. But the guy driving the car got a wild hair and robbed a gas station with a gun. And my uncle, it was a granduncle, was just in the car. He did nothing. He didn't even know what was going to happen. He went to jail for a year and a half.
Crazy.
$4,800 I'm losing, another $10,000 from the house. Don't know where to go next. It says, also question whether or not the sheriff's office could have waited in that situation rather than quickly resorting to infiltrating the trailer. Now, again, I don't know. As I read this, I'm not 100 what this guy was, what they're looking for him for. It doesn't really say. Oh, excuse me. They went to arrest him after identifying him in a video where he shot a weapon near a minor. He just shot a weapon near a minor, not at the minor, near the minor, and they were coming to get him for that. And then, of course, he shot at the cops, so he deserved what he got at the end. But I mean, this guy's trailer didn't deserve to get wrecked for it. I mean, again, what are they going to? Is it going to let it sit in there forever? Could have put a dog in there. I mean, there's a lot of things. I just don't understand how that's possible. And we learned here in Florida that it could get real. It could get. I mean, and there's no recourse. I don't understand that.
Whoops. Oopsie daisies.
Yeah.
It's just like the fact that somebody could spend decades in prison, and yet it will be up to Florida lawmakers to decide if that person gets any restitution for the decades they spent behind bars.
And here's the best thing, right? You love this. And again, I am as pro-officer as you could possibly imagine. This is not an anti-cop thing, right? This is a policy issue. Cops have to do their job. They have to get the bad people off the streets. I completely understand that. This is an unfortunate byproduct of that. Guy says, well, so then us taxpayers would have to pay for homes that get damaged by the police. Well, just for the record, we have to pay for police damaging people all the time. Like all the time. Matter of fact, I believe there was a case just here yesterday, where cops were charged with killing somebody during an arrest or something because they went in a little hard or whatever. But cops get in trouble, and police departments have to pay off citizens all the time for getting too rough or whatever the case may be. And I'm not saying that this should be the case, but it just seems like there's a better policy than, sorry about your livelihood that you worked your entire life for, that we came in here and wrecked. An insurance policy shouldn't stop a cop from doing his job of getting dangerous people off the street. There has to be an even somewhere, right? There has to be something.
Yeah,
like if there's somebody in a house and they got an AK and they just took out an elementary school, you got to go in and just deal with it. Because you can't have that person on the street for even one more second because it's a liability to everybody involved. But if it's something like this, the guy shot a weapon near a minor, doesn't even say anything else other than that was the case, and they go in hot, kill this guy, and then wreck this dude's property in the context of doing it. I just don't understand how that can happen. And the person who did nothing is the one that pays.
I'm confused. This guy's saying like, yeah, but then it's going to be on our tab, taxpayer money. First of all, it's a trailer. Okay.
It's $14,000 is what the guy say. Total
$14,000
out the door, $14K.
And I can't think of a better reason for taxpayer money than a house that got torn apart from the people running the state.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just weird. And again, I don't want this to come off like I'm anti-cop. And I think probably even cops would understand if they had to go in and take a house apart. They would probably feel pretty crappy about it because nobody would want to do that to their house.
This seems like a legit GoFundMe.
Yeah, it does seem like a legit GoFundMe. And it does seem like maybe a policy issue across the country. Like maybe somebody needs to step up and go, I don't know that this is happening enough to justify any legislation. But my God, man, when it does,
when you get pulled over, if the cops decide to search your vehicle and they take everything out of it,
it stays there. They don't put it back.
Right. Even if they find nothing,
it doesn't matter.
You could have done nothing wrong.
In the middle of the rain, it's all on you. They don't put anything back.
They just leave it on the ground?
They just leave it on the ground. It's your responsibility to put it all back.
Oh.
I guess they have to have probable cause to do all that.
Well, I hope they don't expect a tip.
Yeah, I don't know. I stuff like that irritates me because it just seems so patently unfair. The guy who's renting this trailer had no idea. The guy who owns it, no idea. That'd be like you owning a rental property.
Yeah.
You renting it to, again, me and Ross were there two dudes just moved into town.
Yeah. What? You didn't know this. I sell crystal meth.
We bring a friend over, hanging out. We don't have any idea. This guy just robbed a convenience store. Cops come to my house. Come out with your hands up. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, the guy in your house just robbed a convenience store. We're coming in hot. They put the battering ram on the door, come in there, getting a shootout with this guy. And it's your rental house, and you have no recourse.
It really seems like this is where homeowners insurance should step in.
It really does.
It really does.
Here's the thing. I don't think you can buy a policy for that. That'd be interesting, right?
Yeah, I would love to find that insurance policy. Police policy.
How would you do that, right? What is it, a state protection policy? $5 a month?
Yeah.
In case the cops come in your house and put off a bazooka? looking for
like that dude's house definitely looked like it got Schwarzenegger.
It did, man.
Like something happened.
I would hate to know that my house got ripped apart because of somebody shoplifted.
Yeah. Man.
All right.
That's why I'm with you. I've over the last 8 years. When I was young, of course, I think in the back of my mind I had a terrible opinion about police, and what really changed my forever perception of police is when I needed a police officer because I saw a dude get shot.
Yeah.
And how that whole scene was manic.
Oh,
and then the red and blue showed up and everyone took a breath.
Yeah, that's right. Because they knew it was pretty cool at that point, yeah.
But still, if I see a police officer, it's not that I'm afraid of them as an individual. I'm just afraid of the liberties that you have that I just don't even come close to. You could make me do anything and everything.
Maybe they have the power of arrest.
Yeah. Maybe the departments should carry a policy that if they have to go in and do that is it maybe takes away some of the sting, like maybe pays for some of it or something. Because again, it's only $14,000, but this could have been a totally different situation. Imagine this happening in Windermere or Winter Park, where a couple people are renting a house, a nice place, couple hundred, maybe $400,000, $600,000 house, maybe more. They invite somebody over. They have no idea. The day before, the guy, tried to snatch a kid.
Yeah, a Keurig house.
Right,
exactly. A household that has a Keurig.
Next thing you know, you get the SWAT team out there in their tank in your front yard.
Gotta go in.
All right, 407-916-1041. You can text us at 77031. What do we need to remind people about, Jack? There was something that at the beginning of the show we were going to talk about.
Fringe is on right now. It started Tuesday, and it runs through the 29th, Memorial Day. Hundreds of shows being put on by performers, and when you go to Fringe, you get a button that goes to the Fringe, and then you buy tickets for the show. That goes directly to the Fringe performers. So what the Fringe performers do is they put on these shows, and they hope to people come see them, and they can make a little money, and the cost of putting on the show is covered. So we want to give Fringe performers an opportunity to promote their shows using our talkback method. Now, the talkback feature, as many of you know, you use the free iHeartRadio app, you leave your message, and you send it to the Jim Colbert Show. We also put the instructions on our website. If you go to realradio.fm/fringe, The information is there how you can leave a talkback, but you have to do it between 3 and 7 p.m. weekdays. That's when we get it, and that's when we can play it for you so everyone can hear your 30-second commercial about your Fringe show. We'd love to help you out, promote your show. We wish you luck this Fringe, and if you need any more details, it's realradio.fm/Fringe.
Yeah, and by the way, if you're listening and you're part of the Fringe, you have a show, make sure to spread the word for all the performers there. We want to help as much as possible. Last year we did this. It was a great success. We had performers calling in every day telling you about their show. And we know for a fact it drove traffic because a couple of the people that did it were very good at it. So again, from 3 until 7 for the next 2 weeks, if you are a part of the Fringe, you have a show out there, you're welcome to call in, leave a talk back, and promote your show. Do it every single day. We do not care. And like Jack said, just grab the iHeartRadio app. It's free. Use the Real Radio section to send that on down the line. All right, fill them up. We're going to do last call and get the hell out of here on a Wednesday. That's 407-916-1041. 4 lines are open. Grab one now.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
Let's get some stuff done for America.
Oh! I think that's a perfectly fine slogan. Let's get some stuff done for America.
What are we going to do? Stuff. What are we going to do with it? We're going to get it done. And what are we going to do it for? America!
The news junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. We will be dodging thunderstorms for about the next week. Pretty active pattern setting up. Overnight, storms hitting early, the low 71. Some fog possible in the morning. 91 the high tomorrow. Tomorrow, our Thursday, is a Fox 35 Storm Alert Day, thanks to the potential for severe thunderstorms during the afternoon and the evening with damaging wind gusts and some hail. Our chance for rain, 60%. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Now during Staples Small Business Deal Days, when rewards members spend $100 or more, they get $20 back in rewards, plus another $10 back with a Staples Connect app. Rewards offer ends May 27th, limit 1, redeemable in-store only. Save big for your business at Staples.
Tools Ace Hardware has all the best brands in grilling and outdoor cooking, from Traeger, Big Green Egg, Weber, Napoleon, and Uni. And Big Green Egg, they have all the sizes, and the Napoleon grills are like professional grills. They also have the Weber Genesis series, which are simply amazing. Come check out the new Traeger Flat Rock Griddle, now in stock at most Tools Ace Hardware locations. And this griddle is fueled with propane. It will open up an entire new world of griddling, frying, and steaming and sauteing while delivering the innovation and premium quality that Traeger is certainly known for. Not to mention, previous model Traeger Timberline pellet grills now on $700 off while supplies last. Just visit one of their 12 Central Florida locations or shop online at acehardware.com. That way you can get free assembly and local delivery on grills $3.99 and up. It's Tools Ace, the backyard place.
Do you have heart failure and often hear,
"Those stomach issues ruined your birthday"?
"You're too tired to play catch, Grandpa."
Sweetie, you haven't touched your tools since the carpal tunnel syndrome diagnosis.
If these seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, talk to your cardiologist and ask about transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, or ATTR-CM, a rare and underdiagnosed disease that gets worse over time. Learn more at connecttoyourheart.com. That's connecttoyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
When storms hit, we're here for you. With new grid technology that can reroute power to avoid outages, and better communication to keep you in the know. And as we transition to a cleaner energy future, we'll still be here for you, keeping your costs down even as we work to expand renewables and explore new energy sources. We're Duke Energy, and we're building a smarter energy future for you. Paid for by Duke Energy shareholders.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Ricardo, quote, "This is one of the greatest inventions ever. I know this may sound like I'm exaggerating, but this sucker is amazing. The first time I did it, I couldn't believe what came out of my sinuses. I could breathe with ease. My wife just bought one too. Thank you for this product," unquote. He's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Orlando City returns home this week, taking on New York City Football Club on Wednesday, May 17th at 7:30 p.m., presented by Dex Imaging. Tune in on FM 96.9 The Game and watch on any device on the Apple TV app. Dex Imaging, the world's biggest business solutions provider of copiers and printers. Dex Imaging helps businesses do business better. Check us out online at deximaging.com.
Golf is in the air. It's time for Fins on the Fairway. Nova Southeastern University is hosting their 3rd annual Fins on the Fairway golf tournament, Monday, May 22nd at Isleworth Golf and Country Club. This event is to raise funds for local campus scholarships. Nova Southeastern University is a learning, research environment fostering integrity, academic excellence, leadership, and community service. Go to tinyurl.com/FinsOnTheFairway 2023 and register today.
Hear new music first on your free iHeartRadio app.
Hey y'all, this is Måneskin.
Hey, what's up? This is Fall Out Boy.
What's up? This is Mark Hoppus from Blink-182.
It's iHeartRadio. The free iHeartRadio app is where the biggest stars in the world connect with you. Download it today.
I had a radio listener call me after an accident. The insurance company offered him $700. He hired me that day, and we recovered $100,000. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Potential clients may not obtain same or similar results. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
The new lifetime warranty at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. Shop our huge selection of new Nissan inventory and get the best warranty with unlimited miles for an unlimited time. You have peace of mind for life. The lifetime warranty now at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. OrlandoNissan.com.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine, and our team is a triple threat to big insurance companies. Don't settle with the insurance companies for a fraction of what your case is worth. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
That's the Anajar and Levine difference. Get your free case review right now. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Office Orlando.
Sponsored by Life Imaging FLA. Now open. Call pound 250 keyword free heart scan.
Now back to the Jim Colbert Show.
Soul Man in Winter Garden here. Wouldn't your recourse in the case of a criminal being at your house and the cops raiding your house because they followed him after a crime to your house, wouldn't your recourse be with that particular criminal and suing him civilly for the damages that the police caused? Wouldn't that be your recourse? I mean, I know if he's a criminal, he's probably not going to have the money to pay for it, but I think that's where your recourse would be.
I guess maybe, dude. I guess. I mean, look, I don't disagree with that. This is a difficult situation. What this guy's arguing is he thought there was a better way to get the guy out of there. Like, they didn't have to do all that damage at that particular point. Now, he did shoot at them. And when you shoot at them, that pretty much ends all of the negotiation period. They're gonna go in hot after that.
It also ended that guy's life. So, as Soul Man is pointing out, that the person's dead, so getting recourse from...
And again, you can't sue his estate. I mean, chances are if he's that criminal, not going to have anything to begin with, and, nobody knows what he's doing. It's a tough situation for sure. By the way, we do have one line open for last call if you want to grab that, 407-916-1041. Again, that's 407-916-1041. One line open for last call. We'll do that here in just a few seconds for sure. Tomorrow, we have...
Colbert Court?
A big day tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
It's the very first episode with Danny. From Orlando Date Night Guide. Brendan O'Connor, no longer part of the program. We wish him the very best. No problem at all. Brendan's schedule just didn't work out, and his boss wanted him to cover a bigger area. Of course, a smaller area. We need it to be big. Danny Meyering over at Orlando Date Night Guide. agreed to come on, and she's going to give us a bunch of cool stuff that's going to happen this weekend. Going to focus on some couple stuff as well to give you some great date ideas, plus new restaurants and other things like that. That starts tomorrow. The very first one is tomorrow. We're excited about it. Had a Zoom call with her yesterday, and she is as well.
Cool.
Had planned to be in studio. Her schedule changed. She'll be on Zoom with us, but from there on out, we'll be in studio with us to cover that. So tomorrow is a big day for us as we kind of move into another chapter of segments here on the Jim Colbert Show.
We'll also have the return of Colbert Court, who is off last week, and it's our final pair of passes, 2-day passes to the Sing Out Loud Festival.
Very nice. And
that'll be for trivia tomorrow.
Yeah, good job on securing those as well, man. It's always good to have good concert tickets. People love live music. I love live music. Love it. And by the way, I got to tell you, I think that I'm going to have to grab a pair of those. My daughter...
You want to see the Blackies?
Well, no. My daughter will be back in town by then, and she's a massive Maggie Rogers fan.
Oh, Maggie Rogers.
Yeah, massive Maggie Rogers fan.
It's 2 nights. It's in St. Augustine there, and it's going to be epic.
Yeah, very cool. All right, 407-916-1041. One line open for last call if you want to grab that. Just one, and we'll get to you guys again here in just a sec. Deb, who do we have to thank today?
Well, we want to thank Kathy Burns, Sally Edmonds, and Baby Rita from the Pet Alliance of Greater Orlando, Orlando Sentinel columnist Scott Maxwell, and Sam Bowen and Candace Rich for running our YouTube chat.
Yeah, for sure. By the way, I want to remind you guys, if you didn't hear the beginning of the program, on JimColbertLive.com, just released today, are these new stunning 3D images of the Titanic. For what we've seen so far, it's just been ideas. Some of the stuff that Cameron shot and other people have gone down there. You see images, but the vision is not that good. They sent these scanners down, and they did 200 hours of scanning, and the scan is so fine and so detailed, you can actually see the serial number on the prop of the Titanic. So you get a really good, exact idea of what it looks like sitting on the ocean floor right now. And for me, it's just like I'm into abandoned stuff already. And this is like the most ultimate one because it's 2 miles down, some of the coldest water in the world. And very cool stuff. JimColbertLive.com is where you can see that. Jack, do we have a question of the day?
We do, brought to you by MyHomeBuildersNetwork.com. The question was, do you plan to ride the Bright Line? Tickets are soon available for you to take that train trip, high-speed rail, down to South Florida. And we asked our audience if they plan on riding it in 3 different locations, and the results were 3 different results. So, in the YouTube chat, 58%, the majority say yes, they plan on riding it. However, on Twitter, it is the opposite, and about 56% say no, they don't. Pretty close. So we go to break the tie in gym members on our Facebook group, where it's at exactly 50-50.
Really?
On riding it.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I'll try it. I mean, I'll ride it at least once for sure. Stand up?
Yes, next Friday, I'm doing a Don't Tell comedy show. If you don't know what that is...
That's a terrible marketing plan.
Oh, yeah, no, it is pretty cool. You go to don'ttellcomedy.com, you go ahead... you find the Orlando shows, and then you buy your tickets there, but then you find out where the address is afterwards.
Right, yeah, it's like a secret thing. It's really not, right? Very popular.
It's a really cool, trendy thing
awesome.
that I really enjoy.
All right, cool. Who is online too there, buddy? Update that so I can see what's going on.
That's P-Mom, baby.
Oh, there you go. I haven't heard from her in a minute. The fans, last call.
Fonz.
It's the Fonz. Hey.
Hey.
So a plane hit an armadillo. What did it, drink a Red Bull? Oh, the mammals.
Okay. I don't even know.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know how to spell the Fonz.
Well, definitely.
Wow.
Not with an A, but.
Wow.
Fonz.
Wow.
Sue, last call.
Jimmy, once again, you have these great ideas. You don't act upon it. Poetic parenting, the judging T-shirt / a bumper sticker. What are you waiting for, bro?
I don't know.
7 more wake-up days!
Sorry, I've got a bad habit of doing that. Come up with great ideas and not doing anything about it.
It's your superpower.
It is my superpower.
You put it in your notes. It's a step.
So stupid. It is. It's so stupid. Mike, last call.
Mike Buzzer Larson here. Jim, can you tell me that gaslighter joke I've heard about?
No, I don't know what you're talking
about. Okay, forget it. I'm not the one to whoop. It's very difficult for me to whoop. But when I do whoop, you know what happens, Jim?
What's that, buddy?
Whoop, there it is. Whoop, there it is. Quick, give me the buzzer!
Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
Got some bolts loose, guys, coming unglued.
You didn't hear the
tape's
joke about
coming.
the joke about the gaslighter?
Yeah, I mean, no, what?
Yeah, you have.
Yeah, no, I haven't.
Yeah, you have.
I haven't. I promise I haven't.
You've heard the joke about the gaslighter.
I have not.
Yes, you have.
Get out of here. Party mom. Last call. I just figured it out.
So, a quarter pound of wheat, Jack?
Yeah, what do you want, Party Mom? I don't. It's all gone.
I'm so proud. I'm so proud.
It's all gone.
She wants a heavy 8.
Smoke weed every day.
Right, appreciate it. Let's get the hell out of here. Oh, coming up to our big show, like we said, Danny Meyering from Orlando Date Night Guide to tell us what's happening in Orlando this weekend. And, of course, our friend Glenn Klausman to have a little case for us and talk about some other cool stuff as well. Plus your calls, texts, and talkbacks all day long. On behalf of Deb, Jack, and Ross, I am Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the Monsters in the morning. After us, it's Tom and Dan with the Corporate Time. And our friends from Real Laughs will see you tomorrow at 3 for more of the